Yeah, I don't think it's going to go for an hour somehow.
Welcome to the podcast. Damn it.
If only they'd take the penis out of my ass, honestly.
We'll segue into that in a minute. I'm going to take a really quick piss and then we'll get this thing started. Alright, so shall we give this fucking Raz then?
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Keegz, and welcome to podcast number 30 on the 26th of the 10th, 2015. Tonight we are actually joined by people, joined by Xenon, of course.
Hello, Internet, and I would like to say a special hello to Robot Keegz.
Thank you.
Because you're super robot-y.
Of course we are, because you started streaming. We're also joined by Ripple.
I got chocolate. I'm pretty happy here. Just thought you should know.
Happy Ripple's here.
Happy
We're
Ripple.
also joined by Pugsley.
I've got beer, so I think I'm happier than that.
Chocolate
One up to him.
and
Ah,
beer.
one up. Yeah.
Like, you can mix them together and make a stout.
Ooh. Is that what a stout is? Sounds disgusting.
I think you can probably make stout out of that, but it'd be the right colour at least. That'd be a plus.
I mean, it's my two favourite things, but I don't feel they should go together.
Don't knock it till you try it. You never know.
Like, could be
VB
okay.
and Cadbury.
Yeah, but VB's not one of anybody's favourite
It's not a
things.
stout, though.
Cadbury could do a VB block.
Yeah, but you're not going to use a classy beer though, are you? You're not going to start with like
That's true.
something nice.
It's true.
Oh,
It's something
good
you'd
fucking
actually
beer.
drink.
That's right.
A bitter dark Jamaican VB chocolate.
Let's face it, VB can only be improved.
Yes. You could piss in VB and make it better.
I'm pretty sure that's what they do.
Yes.
Really?
Carlo
Explain
wants
the
to
what?
know, Ripple, if you're still wearing the clothes I put you in, or are you back to not hiding your shame?
Much heavier
Ah,
today.
there's some
See,
reference to the,
This is
Rusty
this is
video.
pointing out that Ripple has not watched the video that he, in fact, himself is in.
There you go.
Lazy
I really
motherfucker.
need to watch some video.
I actually don't. Did you
Oh.
log in to Rust after we all stopped playing?
I'm a busy man, you know. I've got things to do. I've got many things YouTube to watch.
Did you actually log
Me
in? though?
lounging around. After we sort of got the attacks and stuff.
Yeah, because you weren't there for the attacks, were you?
No, I'm just the big attacks.
And you never logged in
I
after
was
that.
there for the first sort of no, I didn't.
Well, what you don't know
I remember I
is
was.
that I actually
Alright.
you're asleep in your little safe house box thing, and I actually dressed you because I couldn't stand walking in there and having your dong in my face every fucking goddamn time.
He was intimidated by its size.
Well, there's that too. I mean, his balls weren't as big as mine, but his penis was more than made up for it. It's like a baby's arm holding an apple.
And two tiny marbles.
Too much beer and chocolate together. That's the problem.
Too
That's
much
the
beer,
secret.
not
Is,
naked.
enough chocolate.
I
you
was- I
hear
was
the
locked
internet?
behind
That's the
seven-
secret.
I was locked behind 7 locked doors. How did you get to my naked body? That's the question.
I went in the back door.
Perseverance and lust.
A
Determination.
lot of lust.
Also, I used the key.
Ah,
Yes, the key. Why didn't we think of that?
Gets me every time. Yeah.
Yes. Oh dear.
Classic Rust.
So, this is
Ah.
podcast number 30, Keegz. Did you think when we started the first one we'd still be doing it in 30 podcasts' time?
probably because we're arseholes and want to continue talking about ourselves.
It kind of
We'll
gives
do
us
it
a
anyway.
soapbox to yell
We,
at.
we like hearing our chat. We
Yeah.
like hearing our voices.
That's
Well,
right.
I think that
I
might
like
be
talking
part of
about
it
stuff.
too.
I
Well,
mean, we could have done it anyway, but then if we didn't do it live, it'd just be a conversation. That'd be boring.
it'd be us sitting in TeamSpeak just yelling at each other like, "No, you're a fucking idiot. No, you're a fucking idiot."
Which is what we do.
Yeah.
It's what we do like Tuesday to Friday.
Reel it out of the week.
Pretty much. Right, if we're not on here talking to the world, we're on TeamSpeak yelling at each other.
That is absolutely what happens.
It's our lives. You're delving into the WePlay lives.
We clean ourselves up a lot for the podcasts.
That's right. We're gentlemen here.
Yes.
Classy gentlemen. Sirs, I would say.
Eh,
Classy. We did just call me
you.
classy, so.
Well, I don't have a monocle, so I'm not that classy.
Oh, I have a monocle.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
You should take a photo of yourself with your monocle and get a top hat from somewhere.
I will.
That could be your throw out your bloody Keegz icon logo. It would just be you having a monocle and a hat on.
I'm not British enough.
And you need to grow a moustache. Pencilton moustache.
I mean, what's the bogan version of a monocle and a top hat? A beanie and a cigarette.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's the what are the things the fish get their heads stuck in? The used to hold the old beers.
Oh, the six-pack rings.
Oh, the six-pack
Yeah, the
rings.
The 6-pack rings. Yeah. It's just one of those.
Just one of those. Just one of those.
Just
hanging off
over
my-
your head.
Yeah.
If you get over your head without breaking, you truly are a sir.
Or one of those, or one of the caps with a neck protector at the back, like the
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's like we had in
The-
primary school.
the dippers or whatever they were called. I can't remember what they were called.
Didn't cricketers wear them at one stage, and that's why they were fashionable?
Yeah, like they even put the face, like the nose, fucking zinc on.
Yeah, you gotta have
Was
noses.
there really a point where they were fashionable?
No.
Well,
No.
you don't really know much about fashion when you're only like 10 years old.
I could tell a lot about a kid when I was 10 years old and I saw one of them wearing one of those.
Tell a lot about a kid by his hat.
I used to roll mine up and put it under without the teachers noticing, so I could still be cool.
Yeah, it was
Then,
cool
you
thing
know.
to do, roll them up, tuck them in your head.
That's right. I was super cool, and then skin cancer.
You were super cool.
I
But I was
completely,
still cool.
I completely missed
I look
what
cool
hats we were
drinking,
talking
bro.
about. I've managed to
remember
work
the
it out just
hats?
on a conversation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's the ones that cover your neck, is that right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the ones. Yep.
They're kind of like
Yeah.
they are the mullet of
Sherlock
hats, aren't
owns
they?
you.
They got a bit at the front and a bit at the back.
They're a mullet of hats, yeah.
Well, yeah,
All business at the front, party at the back.
Yes.
Well, if you don't have a mullet, luckily you can buy a mullet hat.
To hide your shaved and not having a
They
mullet.
should make them. They should make
Protect
them
your
instead
neck.
of having a fabric. They should just have hair at the back. That'd be great.
People that don't have the commitment to grow a real mullet.
That's right.
I think
Removal
there's
party.
there's a business somewhere that's missed an opportunity.
God damn it! Why did we talk
And
about
we've
this
just
live?
streamed this, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
God
We
damn
could
it.
have made millions. So-
Everybody in chat, I'm gonna have to get you to sign the MCA.
NDA.
Yeah, the NDA. Yeah. Nobody can talk about the current events that we just mentioned.
Nobody can talk about the mullet
Or
hat.
the mullet hat or the VB and
Patent
chocolate.
pending.
Keep your ears closed.
That's right. Everybody can. I'll quickly make it now.
Wait a second.
Everybody can jump on our GoFundMe.
Crowdsourcing.
Just realised the mullet hat and the beer and chocolate go together, really, don't they? You'd sell them together. That'd be great.
You do a party pack.
Buy a carton
party
of
pack.
beer, get a free mullet hat.
You could sell them in 6-packs with the rings. We'll be killing the
Yeah,
environment
just-
and shaming the bogans at the same time.
Yeah.
To quote another podcast, we occasionally talk about games.
That's exactly what I was thinking of as we were talking about VB and mullet hats. Oh dear. If you've got any questions, tweet them to @KeegsKegel or @Xenon_ST during the podcast, or you can tweet them at us after and we'll answer them in the next podcast. Alternatively, you can ask us questions in the chat. I've got the chat window open. Callum Hitchcock's just said, put some corks around the rim. That's very Australian.
Oh, the hat, right.
Yes, not the beef.
Put a cork around your rim. Bloody oath.
Can't take you guys anywhere. Alright. Shall we get started?
Yes, let's do that.
I think it's well past you.
We probably
Well-
should.
Well overdue. I shall turn the chat on.
I mean, or we can just finish there.
Yeah, let's look. Goodbye, everybody.
That's it.
Okay. The first
Nobody's still ideas, or we'll hunt you down and kill you.
The first item we have is the Batman Arkham Knight. We'll be back on the 28th of October, which is in 2 days. Is that Australia or is that in the US, so it might be 3 days for us.
It's most likely the US.
I would think so
US,
too.
So the date says US.
Everyone knows the US is in the centre of the world. Yeah, so 20th of October, which will be, let me check my calendar, which will actually be probably Thursday for us, which is the 29th. So, yes, you'll be able to buy Batman Arkham Knight in all its broken functionality. Won't that be fun?
Oh no, it's totally fixed.
No, yeah. Just get ready to download it, then day 1 patch.
And then a day 2
day 2
patch.
patch, day 3 patch, and then it's probably going to be pulled again, and we'll wait another couple of months.
And they'll release the DLC for all the people that bought it but can't buy it, but everyone else can't buy it.
Yep. I'm ready to guess that you'll play the game on PC and it'll still have Xbox prompts.
Yes. Like, press X to
Right,
jump.
and second,
It's like, really? X on the keyboard? That's a weird place to put a jump. Okay, I'll give it a try.
why to attack? What the fuck?
Fucking console ports.
What is this
goddamn.
game? Yeah. I think that it's going to be shit still.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean, they've had
not.
a few months, but
I don't know
it's
if it's.
pushed out the door.
I mean, like what people have said, who got the pre-release, beta version that wasn't supposed to be released, said it was good. I suspect I reckon that what will happen is, they'll fix a lot of the performance issues, like the frame rate issues. I'm willing to bet that they haven't fixed stuff like you said, the console-ishness, rather than it being a proper PC port. It's mostly console port made to work on PC. Maybe without all the crashing and the rest of the bullshit. But I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to pay for it. I'm not going to play it. Don't care.
No, it's not really a cup of tea either.
Well, plus it's like
I think I played
kind of.
Batman Asylum. Is that the first?
I think that's the one that I
don't know.
played, and I think I got maybe a third of the way through and went, fuck this, I just don't care enough about it to play it anymore.
I didn't even get that far through. I sort of played the first couple of levels. Like, yeah.
I think that's pretty much what I did
Alright.
too. It's just didn't hold my attention the way a lot of games should. So.
I find it very hard for any game to hold my attention, to be honest.
You've got kids
Years ago.
and mortgages and other things to think about. You've got adult stuff to think about.
Let's see. That's what I think about.
What do you think about CSGO?
But that's a game where you can jump on, play for 10, 15 minutes, jump back off again, and not have to worry about it. Whereas games like Arkham Knight or the entire Batman series are, from what I hear, they're story driven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there is a progressive story in it, but yeah, I mean that's why I like Rocket League. Is that you can jump on, have a 5-minute game in 10 minutes, and then you don't have to play another one. If you don't want to.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I jump
think
on,
that's
I'll
sort
play a
of the
game and go,
way
fuck,
a lot of
I'm just not feeling it. So fuck this. I'm gonna go and do something else, and then come back to it in half an hour and have a kick-ass game. So
Yeah, I like story-driven games, but I also like what we're talking about then, the quick action games. I don't like the mix of the two. That doesn't work for me, which is kind of how I feel Batman is. Like, if I'm going to play a story-driven game, I want it to be focused on just a story-driven game. Whereas like Batman is an action game with a story on it.
yeah,
I just can't. I have the same problem with Skyrim. Like, it was a really deep lore story,
yeah.
but because there was also action involved, I couldn't pay attention to it long enough.
Yeah.
I want one or the other. I can't deal with both.
I think
That's just me,
games like Skyrim, Skyrim in particular, leans on the lore of the previous games. I think if you released Skyrim and having not released all the previous games, it wouldn't be anywhere near as successful as it is, because they've released all the games and it's got a good reputation behind it. But it was still a good game. It's just it probably was made to be a better game than it actually technically was. So
Riding coattails, you reckon?
yeah, it was. I mean,
To
not that
an
they were
extent.
released close together, but they were lending from the success of their previous games to sell this one, and people maybe liked it more than they maybe would have if they hadn't played any of their previous games.
There's a lot of people that have put some serious hours into those games.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's also like if you're devoted to the lore side of things, and I guess they catered for that because they've got a fan base. But then there were newcomers who had never played any other ones and really enjoyed it. I mean, I just don't like RPGs. I just cannot get a grip on RPGs. I didn't like Fallout. Well, I did not like Fallout. I couldn't have the same problem. Just like I get bored after a few days. I'm just like, Yeah, is there really a reason for this?
So you like more the story, like pure story, Telltale-esque type games?
I don't like Telltale games.
Not Telltale specifically, but that sort of game where it's mostly
Yeah.
story and not very much action slash anything else.
It has to be either 100% story narrative, and the ones that I really like are basically the ones that everybody hates, where it's just there's no gameplay, it's just a story. But they're my favorite ones when it comes to story games, because I it's like watching a series or reading a book. I like those ones. Whereas the Telltale ones where they sort of give you options, like I don't mind, but I don't know. I just feel like that doesn't need to be there. That's why I watch them more than I play them, because I think the gameplay aspect even needs to be there.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about
It could just be a story.
Say a game like Gone Home?
I kind of like that.
Because that's a little bit of. I mean, it's a little bit Telltale-y, but it's mostly story.
It was more of a mystery, sort of like unlocking mystery sort of thing.
Yeah.
I played through that as well, where you sort of read through the things. Probably my biggest one, and somebody just said Heavy Rain. I haven't played Heavy Rain, but I know what it's about, and that's the kind that I like, because Beyond Two Souls is probably the best example I could give, because that's one of my all-time favorite games, which was kind of gameplay, but very short amount of gameplay, where the rest of it was all, cutscenes and story, or like it was a story where you were involved in the conversation, but your actions didn't really change the story that much. Heavy Rain had a big story branching thing. But yeah, I really like them. But then at the other end of the spectrum, I really like first-person shooters like Counter-Strike and Battlefield and all those. But I don't like the in-betweens at all. I just can't deal with them.
Fair enough. I'm answering people in chat. Brilliant.
I'm roboting. I'm being a robot.
Australane. In fact, it's so bad that it's actually dropping. It's dropping characters out of my chat. No. Okay. Well, let's move on. Fnatic and Origin. Is it Oregon or Origin? I presume it's Origin. Origin got destroyed in, I think it was last weekend's League of Legends tournament. Now, I don't watch League of Legends, but I read it and went, because I know Fnatic are generally considered a pretty good team, but they got absolutely owned by, I think, SKT, which is a Korean team. And they were sort of expecting Fnatic to at least make it to the semi-finals or the quarterfinals. They didn't even make it that far, so yeah, they kind of got destroyed, and then they're out, and now they go home. Sad times were had all around.
I didn't even know Fnatic had a League of Legends team. I know they were one of the best CSGO teams.
There you go. Didn't Fnatic disband and go to, like, some of their players went to Origin? I think that's what
No
I
idea.
read. Yeah, like Fnatic that used to win a lot, I think, disbanded, and a bunch of their players fucked off to different places. Two of them went to Origin, so the sort of the Fnatic team that's there now is not a particularly, like, all the B grade players, but all the second people who basically don't play in the tournaments. And I think that's why they got owned.
Yeah, I don't know. Much like what I said before with story games and in between. Another thing I don't like at all are MOBAs.
Yeah, it's not really my my kettle of
Don't
fish
get
at all.
them.
Well, the thing is, there's news about them every fucking podcast, and none of us. I mean, we occasionally might watch an esports thing on TV or online, but yeah, we don't play it. We don't really follow it that much either.
MOBAs
What else was there? Oh, yeah. So there's apparently in Dota 2, if you drop out of games, or if you're, I'm guessing, a pain in the ass, you get put in a low priority queue with a bunch of other low priority players. It's basically where they put all the naughty people. They get put into a big pool and they play each other.
Dota 2 have a naughty corner.
Yeah, they have a naughty corner where all the naughty kids play, and apparently the only way to get out is actually by winning the games that you're in and not dropping out, being a butthole. It's like you have to be good in order to get out of the naughty quarter.
It's just okay. Well, depends which way of being good you talk about, because that's just kind of catering to cheaters then.
I guess so. Yeah. But I think the theory is sound. Like, if you're dropping out of games all the time, either because you've got a shitty internet connection or because you don't want to lose, the only way to get out of the shit pool of other shit players who all play really shittily is to finish games and win.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which is I think a solid. That's a solid foundation in which to it's a solid rule. But yeah, I think you might be right. It might be open to people cheating and whatever.
I guess that kind of puts all the annoying toxic players with more annoying toxic players. Maybe they'll stop being annoying toxic players.
Yes. I guess so. CS:GO. The Australian CS:GO servers were down for an extended period, I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Keegz, do you know anything about this?
Yeah, I actually
CS:GO
wasn't.
monkey.
I wasn't playing that night, but I did hear about it. But they pulled them down for maintenance because there's been quite a lot of issues lately anyway. Like when you start matchmaking, it just keeps like timing out, and you got to keep pressing it. But then yeah, it was all fine for a day, and then I was playing tonight, and the same fucking issue happened. So they obviously didn't fix it.
So there was a lot of other people saying that a lot of the other servers were overloaded or were also down in the same sort of area. Not so much Australian ones, but like other CS:GO servers. Did you know much about that?
A few ones were down. I saw it on Reddit, which is where I go whenever something is wrong, because people tend to complain a lot, especially on the CS:GO Reddit. The European ones were having, I think they were just having issues all around, because they did a couple of updates to the game, and it not completely, but pretty much fucked the spectator, the CS:GO TV. It keeps freezing every now and then, and even some of the not the majors, but the seasonal streams have been getting upset because they'll be watching like a one before clutch that's going well, the next thing the whole thing just freezes and like, there's CS:GO again, awesome. They just have to wait it out.
Okay, well, fair enough. What's next in the list? There's a game called One Life, which I think we may have touched on in a previous podcast, where it's exactly as the name says, you get one life. So you basically pay however much it's going to cost for this stupid game, $10, $20, however much it's going to cost, and if you die, that's it. You can't play anymore. So that's going to be fun. I can't wait to not play that.
Actually, I heard about this. Too, because it reminds me of a game that I've actually tried, which was called. Fuck, I've completely forgotten what it's called.
So what you're saying is the game is you get to play it. If you die, that's it.
Yes, that's the premise of the game. I mean, the game actually looks nice from the trailer that they released, but
I kind of feel like I'll just save myself some time and just not play it.
Yes, I think I'll just go and flush $10 down the toilet. Thanks very much.
The Flock is a game I was trying to think of that I tried, which is one where you are into it, and when there's so many deaths, it sort of has an end game, and then the game stops playing.
Total Biscuit was actually talking about that this week, and they actually went on and said, so how many people are actually playing this fucking game? And they went on, and it's like, nobody's playing this game right now on Steam.
Yeah.
And they went, okay, well, how many people have played in the last 24 hours? One person has played the Flock.
I don't blame them. I played it twice, and it's shit.
Yeah.
It's not even a good game.
That's pretty much what the Steam review said. It's like, it's a great idea, but it's a shit-ass game.
It's just a shit game. Yeah.
What's it called? Flock?
It's called The Flock.
It's called The Cock,
If you want fucking
You
try
say
yourself.
sheep in it?
No.
Heath is not interested.
There's one person holding a torch, and everybody else are monsters, and you gotta try and get the person holding the torch, then you become the person holding the torch. And for every death, it counts up to a certain amount. When it gets to a certain amount of deaths, when it runs out of a certain amount of deaths, the game ends completely, like for everyone.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like a ticket system. There's so many deaths.
Like a shit version of Capture the Flag.
Basically.
I guess.
Which are like, and I find it funny that they're like, oh, it's okay. There's enough deaths that it should last a fair time, and everyone's like, oh, what if people troll it, blah, 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 blah. And now I'm thinking this is never going to end because nobody's fucking playing it.
They did a calculation,
This
quick
one,
back of the napkin calculation, and they reckon at the current rate, like from if you take the time for it was released to now, the current rate's going to take 400 years to use all the tickets.
that one person playing is probably the devs.
Yeah, that's right. He's logging on to
We've got to
make sure
keep
it
the
works.
server alive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, we'll add more if we bring it to console. They probably won't now. They'll probably bring it to console, just try and get rid of some.
yeah, it's like I almost wonder if they put in this stupid mechanic just to get news to make the game sell a bit more, given that it was such a shit game.
Of course I did.
But
Yeah,
I'm
it's
wondering
another
if
game
if
to
they
try to
decided
sell
that
it.
at the start, or if they decided that like 3/4 of the way through, went, oh, this is actually turning out to be a pretty below average game.
This is a shit game. We need to put a hook on this.
Mm.
But if they do manage to put out a good immersive game, do you think it would gain popularity after release? Like have people playing it, play it, die, but still go, fuck, that was a good game.
Wish I could play it again.
No. Well, I say no, but then there's games which we'll talk about later where you buy in-game currency that you don't need anyway. So who knows if they're willing to spend that money? I mean, where do you weigh it up? I mean, I spend money on. I've spent like nearly $700 in CS:GO just on cases.
Jesus.
Yet I'm like, oh, paying another $15 for a game I played and enjoyed. Oh, I don't know about that.
Well,
Yet I'm spending $600, $700 on fucking skins that mean nothing.
I don't see one sheep. Fucking one.
There's no fucking
I'm
sheep in this
afraid
game.
There's no sheep in that
There's no
game.
sheep in it.
No.
That's
That,
disappointing.
that title is completely misleading.
More lies.
Might as well call it the School of Fucking Fish.
And another thing is, if it did have a decent community playing, what would that community be like? Would it even be worth wanting to be a part of it? Because you look at games like Rust and DayZ, and
Yeah.
there's some really toxic players out there. They far outweigh the half
The
decent
good
ones that
players, yeah.
don't.
I-
just
They
shoot you
they
from the
will
bush.
strip you naked
I,
and leave you
yeah.
for dead.
I actually found it really interesting in that game that you don't, like, if you die, you don't just lose. That's not it. You have to be ended by another player. They have to decide whether you completely die or not, or they can take you captive and you become their slave until they decide to either let you free or kill you.
You can work your way to freedom.
So this is gonna be
wait.
the ultimate toxicity of gaming.
Yep.
Because if you get killed or you get down, that person decides whether you spend whether you lose $20 or whatever the game costs. So you're gonna have fucking 12-year-olds that sit there and play all day, like, or I'm gonna be a near 30-year-old begging a 12-year-old not to kill me because I spent fucking $20 on this game.
Well, the good thing
I don't
about
know if I want to be part of that.
Well, the good thing about it
Well, Mark.
is that
Yeah.
because you're an adult, you can afford to lose $15 in this game. Whereas if you're 12 years old and have no disposable income, it probably means a lot more to you.
It's the pride, Xenon.
It's the pride you say as you are begging the 12-year-old to let you live.
I have been humiliated by pre-teens in DayZ before. I know how this goes.
Yeah, so I can't wait not to play this game.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, I've already burnt my wallet on the flock. I don't want to try another one of these fucking games.
So this is something I wasn't aware was happening. The ACCC is currently suing Valve over their lack of refunds. This started happening back in 2014, and they're due for a verdict in 2016. I didn't know this was a thing that was happening. But yeah, basically the ACCC took Valve, or tried to take Valve to court, saying that because you there's no way to get a refund, like before the Steam refunds was introduced, because there was no way to get a refund, that's against the Australian refund policy practice, whatever it is.
Yep.
So, I mean, Valve pretty much said, I mean, their argument was that we're a business based in the US, therefore we have all of our our policies are
Jurisdiction.
it's basically US jurisdiction. We don't really have anything to say. So the ACCC tried to take them to court, and what happened was that Valve were going to send over two guys to basically argue their case, but both of them got sick, so they couldn't go. So now it's been delayed until 2016. So I found it amusing that that's what happened.
Oh, we're sick. We can't come. We'll just peppering money until another year.
Can't come to court today. I'm sick.
Yes. It's the equivalent of
Maybe
calling the boss
tomorrow.
and just putting on the cough. Oh, I don't feel well. We're going to have to delay this until 2016.
Another thing that's
Jury
interesting
duty,
is another part of the ACCC's case against Valve is that they say that they're supplying goods digitally to Australians, and Valve deny that they supply those goods under our guise of what digital goods are.
Yeah,
They essentially say that they provide access to games, like they rent them out to us rather than us purchasing them.
But even when you
Well,
rent
that's not
stuff,
really
you still
rental,
have
And say that they supply a service rather than a product.
Yeah. I don't know how that. I mean, the problem is it's a grey area in which there is no right answer, probably because there's that's never been done before. Like, the internet is the.
If it was a service, then they'd this is what the new thing coming in now is. If it was a service, they'd be streaming it to us, which is can do now. But this is a purchase. I mean, we're using our money and it's in our name, and we get an invoice for it.
Yes,
Do we get an
even says
invoice?
when you click the buy button, it's purchase for myself, not rent to
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah,
that's
I
right.
guess so.
There's no monthly subscription unless you like Eve and all that sort of stuff. But even that isn't handled via Steam. It's
The
all
problem is it's not
It's-
actually being
it's-
sold in Australia. I mean, part it's not a tangible good. But the problem is it's not actually being sold in Australia. It's being sold in the US. It just happens to be being shipped to Australia. So
yeah, that's one of their major
it's a grey area.
pushbacks as well. As
I think is the answer there.
they don't actually provide a service to Australians. They provide a service Australians happen to buy.
But then what's the what deems it to be mine? Is it the fact that I have the key for that game that I can then download? That's my key. I mean, it's like if I buy a house, they hand over the keys, and that's my house.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
but-
where. Like, to be honest, there's probably no laws, for this sort of thing.
What is
There may
digital
still be-
games?
There may be some precedents from a few years back with something different or something, or there might not be any precedents and they've got to set them.
Yeah.
It'll end up in this massive riot that Valve's like, oh, you don't actually own the games. Everybody's like, what?
Yes.
That's essentially what they're saying, which is, as Carlo99 said in chat, it's dangerous ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even let's play devil's advocate and say the ACCC come down on the side of the the courts come down on the side of the ACCC, and they say no, you're in breach of Australian consumer law. Valve can pretty much go, well, you don't have any offices there. None of us actually live there. Not really. Like, I mean, I guess you could get extradited to Australia to face prison sentences, but who are they going to extradite? Gabe?
But if they do that, I mean, they could possibly do that, and then say, look, we're just going to offer the service. So I'm like, all right, fine. I'm going to go to Humble. I'm going to buy the game, and I'm going to use the key to use your service to download the game. So I'm buying it through somebody else and using your service rather than using your store.
Yeah. Well, that's another tangent.
It's like buying a phone on the internet and then going into the Telstra shops and saying, hey, SIM card this.
Who knows?
But
I don't think there's a right answer here. I reckon what will happen is that in 2016 they'll probably get slapped with some sort of, not even a fine, they'll probably just get some sort of caution, or they'll just find in Valve's favour, given that they now have Steam refunds and have had it for a while. So
yeah,
who knows?
they'll just have to change their Australian policy or something like that. I mean, they've already changed their policies for Australia with the whole rating system and whatever. Some games are censored and whatever. So I'm sure it's not hard for them.
But that's
to
not so
change
much
things.
Valve. That's more the individual developers of each game.
Yeah, yeah. And like Quilo said, some companies in the US can ban sales to state that have laws that inhibit them, and I think we have the same thing here. I think some games, well, not so much anymore, but some games were banned here in Australia.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of games that have been banned. It's mostly due to drug use. That's the one sticking block for a lot of things. So
yeah,
we're not big on drug use, as it turns out. Popping pills, that's bad.
It's because we're having an ice age.
Sage.
I see what you did there. Very good.
Clever.
Now, did you see this next item, the Witcher 3 Taxman thing? Did you read about this a couple of weeks ago?
I did.
I did hear about it. I had a
This made me laugh. I mean, I don't play Witcher 3, but this made me laugh. Like, this is the right way to deal with dick players.
yeah.
So who wants to explain this one?
If you're closer up to it, you can go.
I vote somebody who's read the story.
Yeah,
Pugs.
me too.
I can do it. It stems back to when The Witcher 3 first released, and you may remember there was some news stories about an exploit, to do with cows.
I do remember that actually. Yes.
They could kill a bunch of cows really quickly and sell on their hides and make a lot of money. And what happened was Witcher devs come in and test it, so a big gigantic monster mutant cow would come and attack you and kill you if you tried to do that. Apparently there was a couple of other instances, some pearls. You could buy oysters from a merchant really cheap, open them up. Chances are there was a pearl in them, you sell the pearls on and make profit. And what happened is with the last patch, they had an accountant come through and audit each player, and it looked back in their gameplay whether they used those exploits or not, and fined them accordingly. If they did use the exploits, they fined them for the amount that they would have made, plus 20% for duress. And if they didn't use any,
sorry, go.
If they didn't use any exploits, they got rewarded. There was cash incentive for being a good law-abiding citizen.
It's part of the game though. If they fucked up the game, then they can't just go patching and be like, sorry, we're taking all your game money. Too bad.
It's not exactly cheating, but it's pushing the bounds of what's supposed to happen.
Even if
You have
cheating.
to sit there doing it though and go, yeah, well, this seems a bit too easy compared to the rest of the game. Maybe this isn't the right way to do it. It's a moral choice, damn it.
It's like
And obviously people who are immoral are now being taxed.
So suddenly you're immoral because you're like, I found an easy way to make money in a game.
Exactly.
You're immoral. That's right. You're no longer having morals.
There are no capitalists in gaming.
You ended up
Apparently
getting a
not.
diploma, a title of taxpayer in good standing.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
Do any of
amazing.
you guys? How many of you guys have played Morrowind?
I have dabbled.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Do you
I
remember
played the shit out of the game.
in one of the towns, there was a room that you could go to, or a house you could go to, and inside there was a imp or a goblin or something. And you could actually go to this goblin and he'd give you 100%. When you sold him stuff, he would just sell it at 100%, like whatever it was worth. As opposed to everywhere else you go, you got to sort of build up a rapport with the person to get sort of 80, 90%. This guy would just sell it for 100%, and he'd do it every time. So what you do is you go in and buy stuff cheap, and then just go and sell it to him, and you make bucket loads of cash that way. So whenever you want to sell anything, you just go straight to him. That was one of the things in Morrowind,
That sounds
which
like
was
an exploit.
it sounds like an exploit,
Now-
but I think they put it in there deliberately because I think the idea was that the goblin or whatever it was really dumb and didn't really know what he was doing. Like he was trying to sell stuff, but he couldn't figure out why he was never making any money.
Was it
Well,
near
probably
the
part
end
of the game, though,
It was just in one of the towns. I think you could just, like, if you knew where it was, you could just go straight to it and sell stuff to him.
Yeah, there was no sort of, this part's the end of the game because we'll open that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always
There
just
was a
make
lot
me
of that in
laugh.
the game though. That was the best part of the game though. 'Cause you worked out how
Just
way to make money,
random
and then you
stuff.
could actually make money.
Yeah, and it's just like you go and like
And
you'd be yeah.
you
Because
didn't
otherwise
have this
you'd be selling it for 50% or 30%
Yeah.
or 70%, and rather than just selling it at full cost.
Yeah. I hate the new level up as you go thing. That shits me.
That was in Oblivion,
So
it
you-
wasn't
the
in. I don't
star
think it was
map
in
thing.
Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim had the star thing. Like, we had to
Yeah.
pick,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Like if you get to level 30 in Morrowind, then all the monsters all of a sudden level 30 as well. Whereas if you're
That was in
level
Oblivion.
10, all the monsters. Yeah. I
That
hated
wasn't in
that.
Morrowind.
It's in most games now, I think.
Yeah, so you have
They-
areas rather
yeah.
than.
Yeah, so overall it stays the same hardness all the way through.
I do remember one of my friends saying he basically just power played through it and basically just got to the end. He was only level 10 or 15, and he was facing like the end hordes, which should have been like really tough monsters, with just like the low level goblins and
Yep.
shit. And he just basically walked through it.
Smacking around here.
And that was in Oblivion, and that was sort of when
Yep.
they were like, oh, everything's gonna level up, so no matter things won't be too difficult
No matter
for you or
how-
too
yeah.
easy for you. And it turned out to be, it was just shit. It was like everybody got
Or-
different experience.
The whole point of the entire game is that you don't just get,
If you skip to
get
the end, you should
game
get
and all of a
murdered.
sudden,
That's pretty much what should
the
happen.
thing is, you get to the end and goblins shouldn't be really hard or like continually hard. They should be, you should smack them once and that's it.
Yeah.
Whereas it
Well,
was
what would happen
ridiculous
is
where,
they'd actually replace the goblin with a higher level monster, at least in Oblivion.
yeah.
So, yeah, it wasn't a.
So yeah,
Apparently, there's also a mud crab that's sold at 100%.
Oh yes, there was a mud crab as well, but I don't remember where that was.
What is a mud crab gonna do with stuff?
Where does he keep it all?
I find a flaw in this.
the best part about the game was how easy it was to mod. It was great.
Yeah,
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
I like
Just
buying your own
build yourself
house
a
and
house.
putting your own stuff in it, which you could kind of do in Skyrim, but like
Yeah.
in the mod you could sort of just build your own house essentially.
Because we used to just make a massive house and then put as many crates in as we could. Then we'd go and make lots of money.
Yeah,
It
and
was a great game.
hoard everything.
I'd go as far as to say that's the best game I've ever played.
Morrowind.
Morrowind.
Yep,
Yeah.
by far.
I don't think I'd like it if I went back and played it now. I think I don't
Oh,
think
it'd
it
be-
would have aged
It'd be
well.
shit now, yeah.
I think I'd find it clunky.
Those-
Like my
those rose-colored glasses.
my
Yeah.
my abiding memory of Morrowind is trying to hit one of those fucking sky pterodactyl things, swinging like fucking
Yeah,
buggery, but because you're low level, you keep missing. So
Well,
Like-
that was one of the things though.
yeah,
The
I
thing
mean
is,
that
they
was
got to the
that
point
was
where you
part of the
leveled up to 100 and you just smack them and they were dead.
yeah, but like
Whereas you
if
get to like Oblivion.
if your
always
pointer's
hard.
on it and you're swinging, you should hit it. That was the thing for me. Like, and it was like you only had like when you're
Yeah.
low level, you only had like a 5% chance of hitting, so you'd swing like 20 times and hit once. And it's like I'm just trying to fucking kill a bloody fucking pterodactyl.
I
they're
don't know
called
what they're called. Were they
Races, wind
Wings,
races, something,
wind races,
something like that.
maybe.
Sounds like a hit reg in Oblivion Online. That was called online. I can take 10 minutes to get it.
So back to the Witcher 3.
Cliff races. That's what they were called.
Cliff races. I know it was something races.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was. So I think the developers for The Witcher 3 have got the right idea. This is the way you deal with people who are doing borderline cheating / exploits. Is that to make a patch that sort of that deals with it in an in-game way rather than just patching it out and going, well, fuck it, or even just taking their money away. It's more work, but
CD
it's
Projekt
yeah.
Red have always been pretty innovative though with all the things. I mean, their next one coming out is I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a future dystopian type RPG.
Oh, yes.
And to be like 10 times bigger than The Witcher or something stupid, like it's huge.
Oh, in terms of like
I'm
map size.
quietly excited.
Yeah. it's
What's it
really
called?
Massive. I can't remember.
That's a weird name for a game.
It's yeah, but it's one of those Blade Runner futuristic
Okay.
settings, which
Cyberpunk
doesn't
2077.
Cyberpunk. There you go. 2077.
Oh, interesting.
I remember seeing a video for ages ago because it's the chick that gets in the fight with the cops, isn't it? There's like all this slow motiony stuff and ninja skills.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
like a big fight scene. It kind of reminded me of Swordfish. But
I haven't,
yeah,
I
it
haven't
looks
seen
pretty
anything
good.
about it.
I mean, it's not my cup of tea. For one, I don't like RPGs. For two, I hate dystopian fucking. I hate anything themed in like futuristic or apocalyptic or.
I'm glad you and I
Love
both
this
do this
game.
podcast, Keegz, because the shit you like, I don't like, and the shit that I like, you don't like. Like between us, we make a fully
Yeah.
rounded player.
It's a good mix.
Yeah, I'm very picky with my themes. I mean, like, one of the big reasons I didn't like Fallout because I just hated the setting. I hate post-apocalyptic stuff. I just find it bare and boring. Everything's the same fucking color.
Grey
Yeah, I can agree with you there.
or brown.
Yep. Everything's brown. Everything's dark. Everything's broken. It's just like,
Didn't you play
Look,
that
well
game
said.
where you're trying to survive? That sort of side on what's that fucking game? It was like an apocalypse type thing, and you're just trying to survive.
Lisa. Where
No, I think Pugs played it actually. It was
This
like
War of Mine.
platformer. This War of Mine. Yes.
yeah.
Didn't you play that, Keegz?
Yeah, I played that a little bit.
Well then, you got nothing. You cannot complain.
But that's not that's not really
That's,
like
that's exactly what everything you've described.
Well, no, this is war. This is like during a war. So it's sort of like it's basically Ukraine at the moment.
Fair enough.
Everything's sort of been Mad Max. I was waiting for somebody to mention Mad Max 'cause I have played Mad Max, and again, the one thing I will say about Mad Max is for that setting, like in the middle of the fucking desert in the the post-apocalyptic future, they made it really pretty. It looks really nice.
I watched the movie a couple of weeks back, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. The game's pretty well. The game's alright. Nothing to write home
Yeah,
about. It's okay.
There's
It's okay.
not much that happens in the story, but they managed to make everything look really pretty, and
Yeah.
the cars and costumes and all that sort of stuff are interesting.
Yeah.
It gives you something to work with.
We're on daylight savings on the 4th, I think it started, of October, so it's about 12 days ago. Sorry,
Except for
22
me.
days ago. Except for
I'm
you,
still in the past.
because you're in Brisbane. Yeah, I think we ticked over about 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that wasn't too long ago.
I had to remind Xenon this morning because he had his podcast card set to plus 10 GMT, but it's
Oh.
actually plus 11.
Fucking daylight savings. Like I actually went and looked it up.
Yeah,
Went
3
GMT
weeks.
plus 10. That sounds about right. I looked up my clock and went, yep, that's GMT plus 10. No problem at all. God damn it.
It's just for daylight savings.
Fucking daylight savings. God damn it. Oh dear.
Yeah.
I
Anyway.
just saw how a sewing machine works, and it is mesmerising. Seriously, get on Image and have a look how a sewing machine works. It is crazy.
It was everywhere today. I saw
Yeah.
it too.
I must have missed it. I was working and
Amused.
doing other shit.
How does it get around the little bobbin thing? That's crazy.
It's got a. It's. Actually, I'm not even going to get into this. Otherwise,
If you're
So
interested,
what's
which
that
you're
for?
probably not, go and look it up.
you got a needle that pins down, and then you got like a disc that spins around with a notch in it and picks up the thing.
You think it's random? It's floating in the midair.
I saw one.
It's not really.
There was one going around ages ago that was a cut through from a side plane that showed you how the disc spun and the neck went through.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to do some research, I think.
It's like fucking
And buy a
magic.
sewing machine and just watch it, just cut it in half. Watch it.
It's like freaking magic. Anyway,
Ripple's gonna go out and
The
buy a
magic
sewing
of
machine.
textiles.
next week on Riffle Sewing Tips.
We expect a full write-up for the next podcast.
Yeah.
It's a today on Ripple sewing tip. We're going to do a cross stitch, double hand over. We're going to need a scarf.
Today we're using the overlocker. Work that shit
Today Today I'm going to sew my hands to this quilt.
Watch
And
as I
try
call
them.
villains.
Yeah, so we'll see how quickly they respond, and then we can spend the rest of the day watching the doctors remove it from my
Yeah.
hand. Morphine for everyone.
Oh my god. This is what people tuned in to hear. Overlocking tips.
Don't use them.
Next week,
Yeah.
knitting.
Hire a tailor.
Oh dear. Arma 3 is
Yeah.
going full 3D with a new scenario editor. That means they're getting us 3D scenario editor, which they fucking should have had a long time ago, but didn't. If you've made
Don't steal
scenarios
it.
in Arma 3, it's basically you look at the map and you place shit down. So now they're getting a
Awesome.
first-person editor where you can actually go in and go, I want this here, and it needs to be in this orientation, as opposed to having to load up the game, go in, go, oh no, that's not right, go back out of the game, tweak it a little bit, go back into the game, no, it's still not right, and do that for fucking ever. So, getting something that they should have gotten a fucking long time ago, and they're getting it next year. That's like part of their New Year Eden update, which I'm presuming will mean this time next year.
Cool. When are they going to fix the game?
I thought you'd be interested in this, Keegz. It's
More
right up your
lag,
alley.
yay.
You played Arma 3 this week. Yesterday, as a matter of fact.
I did. I fucking hated it.
You were on
Every
YouTube
What
minute.
did you
a
do while
lot.
playing Arma 3?
He went
Hey.
and played CSGO.
I was going to say I hated it so much that I alt-tabbed and played CSGO while I was playing Arma 3. And then when I finally got bored enough, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to go do something. I'm like, I'll drive a truck. I got fucking robbed and shot. Play Arma 3 Life, they said. It'll be fun, they said. We can pretend to be criminals and run drugs and start a gang. What did I do? Fucking sat in a helicopter, drove a truck, got robbed, and then got shot. Fucking awesome. I would have preferred to play Arma.
Keegz enjoyed his time playing Arma Ultra Live.
Yeah.
Sassy Keegz is sassy.
CS Arma.
We'll get to that in
Yes,
the,
Arma, yeah.
in the games we've been playing section of this podcast. Okay. The last one is Square Enix has embraced the fan-made deus-ex mod, which is a mod I've been playing for the last week or so. So it's very...
What's it a
It's
mod
not a
for,
mod
Arma?
I've been playing.
No, Deus Ex, which is a game that was
Ooh.
released in 2000, as I found out this week. So it was basically just a mod. They've changed, like they've redone some of the area models. They've redone the lighting. They've redone some of the music, not so much the actual sound, like voices and sound effects, but the music they redid, which is a pain in the ass because the music was fucking perfect as it was. But, you know, what are you going to do? So I've been playing through it and recording my things for people to watch. And it's been... It's mostly just been a Deus Ex playthrough. Like, the actual revision part of it, not that exciting as it turns out. So, I mean, they made it sort of...
It's just gotten like a visual uplift.
It's a visual overhaul, and it's not a big overhaul, to be honest. Like, everything still looks like a game from 15 years ago. It's just that there's nicer lighting and reflections and shit like that. So it's a mod that didn't really need to happen. I mean, if they'd remade it and put a lot more shit in and updated the graphics so it looked like a game from, you know, even a couple of years ago, it would have been great, but they didn't. So, I mean, I guess they were still working with the engine that they had. It's not like they've put it into a new engine or anything like that. So,
Yeah,
but it's got like DX10 support now rather than DX9, which is what they had back in 2000.
Back in the day.
Back in the
Didn't
day.
have OpenGL. Wasn't an OpenGL game.
It does, yeah, it still has OpenGL support if you want to run OpenGL. And I tried running it, and it's like, yep, that works. Looks exactly the same as DirectX 3D, but, you know, all good. Still has software mode, would you believe? You can run it in software mode.
No way. Software mode.
You know how long it's been
Incredible.
since I've run something in software mode?
The times we lived in.
It was probably Deus Ex the last time I ran something in software mode. 640 by 480.
Frame to get like 8,000.
Well, on the rig that I had, it's probably more like 8. But yeah, so I've
They
been
were
playing
good
that.
times.
If you're interested in seeing what it looks like, go and check out my channel. In fact, the channel that you're on right now.
I must plug.
I must plug. Yeah, that's the only reason I put it in there. It's like a plug shit.
Shameless self-advertising
Shameless plug.
to all the people who are already on your channel.
Yes, probably all the people have already subscribed and already watched it. So, good hope.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it for the headlines. Does anybody have anything to add before we move on to the main items?
I'm trying to think if I saw anything interesting. Don't think I did. It's been a bit quiet this week.
We say that every week. Have you noticed? There's very few weeks we go by and go,
Well,
oh, shit's been happening this week.
There
Not
can be
very
like
big.
10 huge games get released in the week, and like, not too much on this week.
Haven't really played any of them.
Well, I don't want to play all these new games.
We are well
there's
suited
new
to make
games
this
coming.
podcast.
What's coming? The Doom's coming out, or the Alpha's coming out soon. Which is why we're away. Fuck's sake.
Well, you don't own Wolfenstein, so you can't play it anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I was fucking annoyed about that.
What's
Trying
the
to
story
start
there?
off the Alpha. The new Doom, you can play the Alpha if you own Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Oh, I can play it.
Yeah, you can play it. There you go. Well, you can play it. You can play it anyway because it's coming out this weekend while we're away.
Oh, fair enough. I might give it a go.
What else is coming? Fallout 4's out soon. Rainbow Six Siege is out soon.
Yep.
Battlefront's not till. Oh, actually, no, it's November. It's
Yeah, it's before
soonish.
the movie.
Yeah. What else is coming out?
I don't look at games that are coming out. I wait until they've pretty much come out and somebody says, "Oh, we should play this," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." That's how I
Yeah,
get
I'm a
most
bit
of my
like that now,
games.
too.
I basically only work by recommendations by you guys. I don't sort of go on Steam and go, I wonder what's coming out this week.
So we just get filtered games, really.
Yeah.
Kind of do. Well, you guys, I mean,
Secondhand.
with the possible exception of Keegz, you guys all play the same sort of games that I play. So I'm like, well, they'll know. I'll just ask them.
Unless something really grabs me, I don't really get excited too often.
Oh, Callum said Fallout 4's coming out. I guess that's. I mean, Keegz is not that excited about that, but I'm not that excited.
Pretty sure I
about
said that.
Did you?
Pretty sure I said Fallout.
Must have been
yeah.
roboting. Didn't hear it.
Probably.
I don't know if I'm
Babu.
going to play that. There's been a lot of hype about it. I might wait until it's not on release day and get the patched fixed, bug fixed version for cheap.
Yeah,
And
I
then play
plan to grab it down the line. I'm not super keen on it straight away because
Yeah.
they've always been pretty buggy on release.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably wait. Which is shit for people who want to listen to the podcast and go, well, what a Fallout 4 is like. And we're like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure anybody who like wants to know about Fallout 4 has probably
That's
bought
probably,
Fallout 4.
well, I guess so.
So is it?
Farm Simulator 2016.
Keegz is all
Yeah.
over that shit.
Is that getting released?
When's it come out?
2016, I'd say.
I actually
comes
did
out
see a advert for it on Steam the other day. Probably because
I
I
think
own
it's,
2015.
I think it's 2015 Gold Edition, which is just all the DLC added in.
Gold
Yeah.
edition. Is everything's
I've already
gold?
got one of the DLCs.
No, I'm pretty sure I saw 16. Hang on, I'll look it up.
Oh, fuck it.
Keegz is googling it right now. This is the sound of Keegz googling.
I like the way we're all more excited about Farming Simulator 2016 than we are Fallout 4.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That goes to show a lot about Fallout 4. Really.
Yeah, it's on Steam.
Get out. Oh, it is.
Is it actually on Steam or is it like
Oh wait, no, that's Farm Expert. Hang on.
Farm Expert?
There's
another
like
Farming
a trailer for Farming Simulator 16.
I'm not sure the world's
There
ready
is a
for 2
trailer
Farming
for it.
Simulator games.
I'm sure I saw something about it. Could be wrong.
It's saying Farming Simulator 16 for Android and Apple iStore.
Oh
Oh,
god.
really?
Yeah.
Ouch. We're not that excited about 2016.
Turn that off. I didn't mind farming sim, mostly just because I
All you do
made
is
a lot of chickens.
stand around and fuck around with the chickens.
Yeah.
Chickens. Yeah.
Yeah. Chicken
Trying to
farming.
find the cock.
He's a chicken lover.
Yeah, I think 2016's the phone version.
Sure, I saw
Yeah.
something on Steam. Oh well.
It could have been Farm Expert
Yeah,
2016.
it says Farm Expert
Maybe.
2016.
Yeah. Maybe my dreams.
Maybe that'll be
Just
even better.
$20.
Maybe Farm Expert 2016 will be where it's at.
I'm willing to give it a res.
I don't think it's multiplayer though, the Farm Expert ones.
Oh, fuck that shit.
I honestly think they're made by the same company.
They just pump out like 8 different ones a year. Well, yeah. Oh, actually no, that's what I saw. That's what I was excited about. It was Emergency 2016.
No way.
That was an awesome game.
Yeah.
Emergency.
It was a
good fun.
good
This
thing,
is-
isn't it?
Yeah, no, it wasn't farming. It was the emergency one, the emergency response one, where you can
Oh.
play as the firefighters and the ambulance and the police and all that, and you got to deal with, situations.
Yeah, it's like a plane crash, and you got to organise firefighters to put out the fires, medics to help people, police to cordon off the area. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, because you can play multiplayer, you can sort of take control of the area of expertise, like firefighting, dealing with critical wounds and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. If they made the problem with that, I think that it was buggy for one, and it wasn't that there wasn't much happening inside of it. If they made it quite detailed and interesting, I think that'd be a really, really good game.
FYI, Farming Expert is multiplayer.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Oh, we have to jump on
Multiplayer
that.
and co-op.
Yeah.
Coming soon to a stream near you.
I'm convinced yet. I'll keep
Mixed
searching.
reviews on Steam. 50% of the 131 user reviews of this game are positive.
Oh, 50%, eh?
No.
That's almost
Good
a
odds.
pass.
Hmm.
89% of the 4,765 user reviews for Farming Sim 15 are positive.
Ooh.
What's that as a percentage?
89%.
Well, that's pretty good.
Would you like him to repeat it? What's 89% as a percentage, folks?
As a
It's
fraction. What is
89%.
89%?
Hang on. I've done the numbers. It's 89%.
I've crunched them.
Quick, to the lab. We need to double check these results. Cross checking. Yep, 89%.
Yep. It's not exponential.
Sorry, it's 87.9.
Let's move on. So, who's going to tackle
4,240 positive reviews.
the big news item of this week being YouTube Red?
Ah, yes. The red tube.
Oh, that's the...
Yes, Red
yeah,
Tube.
Wait.
That's
Wait,
a
have
good
I been
idea.
researching the
Wait,
wrong
wait,
thing?
Wait. Nobody Google Red Tube.
Been researching that for
Have I
years.
been? I think I've been
Like they
researching the
already
wrong
have
thing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, everybody's seen that couch.
Yeah, everyone.
Those who laugh hardest have seen the couch.
You just say that couch and everyone knows exactly
Yes.
what you're talking about.
Well, it became a
Everybody
meme
knows
at one
that
stage, didn't it?
couch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. it
Mm.
did.
It's like
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you
I-
recognise
I
this
remember
couch, you've
seeing
been on
one-
YouTube.
Yeah, I remember seeing one. It was like when your daughter goes for an interview and sends you a photo, and this is the photo. It's just got the couch.
No.
No, you were talking about YouTube Red, which is a Keegz, take it away.
Subscription
Slightly
service.
less porn.
Slightly less.
Oriented.
Slightly less. Slightly less porn. And a subscription service for ad-free viewing.
Instead, it's just low-cut top streamer chicks.
So this is kind of like, what was that service where it was basically a subscription service where people could release their games or their streams or their
Porn MP. Hang on. I need to look this up.
mind on the job, Keegz. Leave your porn for
Reese
later.
is getting tips.
Ooh, hello.
We do
Haven't
not
seen this
need
one
any more
before.
porn tips. Thank you very much.
Just
What was that service? Is it Beaver or something?
What?
Sorry.
That service that content creators could sign up for, and basically the idea was that you released your
Vessel.
vessel.
Yeah.
It sounds like
They were
basically
going to release content on their website before YouTube. And all
yeah,
that
like
stuff
3
on
days
charge.
before it went on YouTube, and people could pay to subscribe to go and see it without any ads, which is
Did that ever actually
pretty sure that
materialise, or-
business model failed.
It's. I just went there then. It's still there. Vessel, it's called.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, we were talking about it not that long ago. Like, well, I said not that long ago. It was probably a year ago, but I remember we were all talking about it, going, "I wonder if this is going to succeed." I don't think it is, and it certainly hasn't taken the content creator world by storm.
Yeah, it's sort of disappeared. I mean, but like the people on here are the YouTubers that I recognize on here. Just looking through the list are at a very almost TV category anyway. Like Rhett and Link, which is the Magical Mythical Morning. Veritasium, who I watch on YouTube every now and then because he does the sciencey stuff. Shane Dawson, of course, because he's basically TV. Xenon is, I guess, is the only sort of
Sundry on here as well.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, they have their own website they release shit on.
Wheezy Way to have Cyanide of Happiness, Epic Mealtime. Matthias is even on here. Minutes
Wow.
here. Actually, there's quite a lot of people on here, really, when you think about it.
So this website has existed for like a year, and it's impacted on me 0%.
Yeah, it hasn't impacted on me at all. They haven't failed on here. I mean, to be honest, you're only paying to get it sooner.
Yeah, and that was the I think the central flaw with
this is YouTube pre-order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the difference was with this pre-order, you actually got something. You got it 3 days early. Augment your YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think YouTube
money.
Red is much like that. Except you obviously don't get it 3 days early. You don't get it at all. I'm guessing. The content's
premium
only on
content
YouTube Red?
stays as premium content.
Do you think this is just because YouTube's paid content failed? I mean, because there's only a few people I've ever seen use their paid content. Because you can set like playlists too. You have to pay to watch them.
Yeah.
Really?
But the only channel that I've
We
really
should start charging
seen.
for our podcast.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna have. Sorry, people. You're gonna have to start paying now.
$50 a week. Eh?
A week, a podcast.
Oh, yeah, that'll work.
But actually, that makes it $50 a fortnight. Now, go back to a week. The only thing that I've actually really seen and was considering was Rick and Morty were on here, and it was a paid content. You had to pay like $15 and you got all the seasons or whatever on YouTube.
Oh, nice. That would have been worth it. I would have brought that if I hadn't known about it.
Yeah, that's the only real thing that I've seen where paid content has actually, I guess, worked. Maybe because
Yeah.
I've never seen it again. I'd seen the tip jar where you can tip people or donate to them, but I think because YouTube never really integrated it as part of their core thing, that it was never going to really work. Because you go to YouTube because it's free. I mean, that's why anybody goes to YouTube really, to watch content.
Yeah, and the ad, I mean, I kind of realised recently that the ads really make so little difference to my viewing experience. Like, even if they've got a 30-second long ad at the start, usually I'm watching it on my phone, so I'm like, I usually just turn the phone over and, watch TV or
Ignore it for
do
30
something
seconds,
else.
yeah.
That's exactly right. I don't listen to it, I don't watch it, I just go back to it, like, I got 5 seconds to go, 3, 2, there we go, now we can watch whatever it is that we're actually fucking be doing. So...
The 30-second ad in front of a 2.5-minute video.
Well, that would annoy the shit out of me, that's true. But, like, most of the stuff I watch is, like, 20 to several hours long, like, like Total Biscuit stuff, or, mostly long podcasts. So, like, even a lot of the ads you can just cancel after 5 seconds, or are only 15 seconds long, or are longer, like 30 seconds long. So, most of the time I end up either cancelling or not watching it, so... I don't, it doesn't really...
There is a Franklin Water ad running at the moment, which is 1.5 minutes, but you can't skip it after 5 seconds.
It'd have to be a fucking good ad just to make me watch water.
I had one the other day. I'm sure I went for a minute and you couldn't skip it.
Yeah.
It was like something you paid a lot of money, yeah.
Yeah, I saw one the other day that went for quite a long time. I couldn't skip it.
And I was like, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah, I've not watched videos because the ads have been too long.
I mean, I guess I have
Yeah, exactly.
too, but I mean, it's usually those are the videos where somebody sent me a link and like, oh, this is funny, and then you look at it and you're like, oh fuck, what is it doing? 30-second ad, fuck that. And then just type back to them, yeah, haha, very funny, and then move on.
Yeah.
I'll actually put my phone under my pillow so I don't have to sit the head.
Yep.
I'm out.
Same.
I put it in another
Smother
room.
that shit.
I throw it out the
I
window.
flip my tablet over, take my earphones out if I'm listening on the tablet, and just ignore it. On PC, I don't have to worry because I've got ad block. Which,
Well, I mean, I didn't even run
which
ad
was
block.
my original thought bringing the paid subscription service in, was because their ad service was not bringing in the revenue that they want.
I do wonder if it's
But
on
don't
if it's on a
think
downward
this-
trend and they're trying to just get ahead of the curve so that
Yeah.
Well, it's not going down anymore though. Like it had a slump, and now it's sort of leveled out. And I think maybe it's just not where they wanted it to be, or they're just. I don't really know what they're trying to do really, because I think this is just going to hurt them more than it's going to help them. Because the whole reason people go to somewhere like this is because they don't want to have to pay for it. I mean, they treat it like it's going to be Netflix, but Netflix is a completely different audience, to be honest.
it kind of is, yeah.
Because like I've got Netflix. I don't personally watch it very often at all, but like I can understand the appeal to it because I liked watching House of Cards and stuff like that. But I treat Netflix completely different to the way I treat YouTube, because I don't go to YouTube to look for. I don't. I don't want to be mean, but I don't go there for like premium content or anything.
Yeah.
I go there to just find entertaining things that I can either relate to, or something that I also enjoy, or just little spurts of something funny or interesting. I don't go there to watch a 30-minute series of 20 episodes unless it's like a gameplay walkthrough or something.
That's it, isn't it? You're basically watching YouTube in chunks, and the chunks really have no correlation between each other unless you're watching a series of podcasts. I mean, even podcasts are not really related to each other. So there's not many things you watch on YouTube that are in a series. Unless you're watching my excellent deus-ex revision video series.
Shameless plug.
I actually think this is where YouTube is going. They're going in the wrong direction, because people go to YouTube because they want medium length content, as opposed to like full length content. There's like the medium length content. The next step to that is Vine, which is the short length content, which is just really quick, which are taking off now. Like Vine is stupid popular.
I'm a bit of an old man. What is this fucking Vine thing? I understand.
Vine
Are
is
they like
just-
5-second clips? Is that the idea?
Basically, I think they're 7
much, yeah.
seconds. I think
Right,
they're just like, it's somebody, like the really good ones are somebody's told just a funny anecdote or a story in 7 seconds,
Right.
and like they're hilarious. Some of them are fucking really well done, and some of them you have to be really clever about how you like make it popular, or just that sort of content. And I think that's the sort of progression that we're going in. Each generation is getting shorter and shorter
Dumber and Dumber.
spans of, well, not Dumber and Dumber, it's just like everything's moving faster, things need to be quicker to be entertaining. You want to be entertained now, so you want to watch that short clip and get that quick laugh, and that's why Vine's so popular.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Kinda
and I think
cheapening it
that's where
by-
YouTube's going.
Go ahead.
I think that's where YouTube's going wrong. I think they're going the wrong way. I think they should have brought out something like Vines, where they could have just had like the really short, funny clips, and people could just share them to each other, rather than trying to go the other way and get premium paid content, that's like Netflix, where you're just not going to get that on that sort of budget.
Okay. So with Vine, do you have to have a special Vine player, or can you watch it through a web?
You can watch it on the web.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
every time
you-
I've
a lot of
tried to
people
watch a
have
Vine thing on my
compilations and put them
phone,
on
it doesn't
YouTube.
work.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, if you're going to do it on your phone, you'll need the Vine app. You can
Right.
some of them are just on Facebook and stuff like that. And yeah, there's compilations on YouTube.
Scath says, look up Bat Dad on Vine. I've actually seen the Bat
Yeah,
Dad
you really should.
Yeah.
videos, but it's
Yeah.
actually been a
Yeah.
compilation. I didn't realize they were actually Vine
Yeah,
things.
Yeah, they were Vines.
Okay.
Bad Dad's the best.
He
Bat
is
Dad's
pretty
awesome.
fucking good. Like, I wish I could be that funny around my boy.
And the dog saying "fuck."
I haven't
Did you
seen
see
that.
that one?
Oh, I'm not sure I've seen that one. I'm gonna have to look for it now.
It's just this chick talking to a dog, It's just like, oh, here's a cute little boy, here's a cute little boy, and the dog turns around and they're just in this really like African American voice, just going fuck. It's hilarious.
Yes, Callum. I think
Yes.
I think I might be the only person under 40 who's never watched a Vine. It's mostly because whenever I see the Vine, you know, like links, is they always require a Vine player. I'm like, fuck that, I'm not downloading a fucking player just to watch this stupid shit.
Yeah, I mean, cause yeah, it is its own sort of thing, so you have to like.
Well, I might, now that I know what it is, I might actually go and download the fucking Vine player so I can play it.
I mean, to be honest, I don't actually watch it at all. Like, I have Vine, but I never bother going on there. I just see them on Facebook and stuff like that.
I jump on maybe once a month, and just flick through when I'm really bored. Just watch the stuff that I've subscribed
It's too
to.
funny.
Ripples in the background, still watching, going through Vines.
Yeah.
I think the other thing too is that a lot of like, I mean, YouTubers have jumped on this as well, this Vine thing, so they get a lot of followers watching them on Vine, and they use it as also like an update, like a vlog sort of thing, where you can just see what they're doing.
Well, it's 7 seconds. How much are you going to get out? It's like, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, bye.
Well, because the app gives you like an editor, so you can sort of, and like people do like magic tricks and stuff on it, because you can sort of like mesh videos together and take quick shorts, stops and stuff like that.
Ripples losing his shit.
Seriously, watch the dog.
The first time I saw it was, I think it was on one of those like try not to laugh videos or something, and I couldn't. It destroyed me.
It's like
What is
Markiplier's
this?
meow.
Oh, didn't that go viral? Fucking hell. Fuck, it was good though.
It was
Give
I
it
haven't
credit.
seen that either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too old.
He made this video of just like his mouth over cats, just going like meow meow.
Oh,
with
actually, I
that
have
stupid
seen that.
voice.
Yeah. I didn't realise it was
and
Markiplier.
that went ballistic. That went everywhere. But he did another one in that sort of vein a while ago, where it was just him walking along a bridge, and he put in all these really excellent edits behind him while he was walking, and that he's pretty good when he gets the time to do that sort of stuff, and he's very good about. He's just got that eye for making those sort of things really funny and just at the perfect times. Plus, he's got 8 million people behind him. So
Yeah, I mean, pretty much whatever he does is going
Actually, I
to
think he's up to 10 now.
Take a video of a shit that he's pushing out on people, and he'd still get millions of views.
He would, yeah. I mean, even
Yeah,
if it was
yeah.
absolute crap and not funny at all, he would still get millions
Yeah,
of
he
views.
is.
Simply because people go, oh,
He's up to
Markiplier.
10.
People
He's up to
complain,
10.1
but
million.
Still get the views.
That fucker. We're just as funny as Markiplier. What the hell? I'm calling YouTube.
My favourite
I
thing
don't
on Image lately is if you're having a bad day, the best thing to you up is try and say bubbles in the most angry voice you can.
Bubbles.
Bubbles! Bubbles! Fucking bubbles!
It's the funniest thing.
Fucking go home and walk in the bathroom. What's it? Fucking bubbles everywhere! Fuck!
We'll be teaching.
That's
Well,
great.
Benjamin is that's one of the few words that Benjamin can actually say is bubbles.
Bubbles.
Can you say angry though?
Yes.
Bubbles! Daddy, bubbles! 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 Bubbles!
I think what makes it
Funny.
funnier is Keegz is saying it in a robot voice.
Yeah.
I'll have to
Bubbles.
do
It's
my R2 edit again.
Extra good. Okay, are we ready to move on from YouTube RedTube?
RedTube. I'm not ready. Now I'm ready.
Now I'm ready.
You finished?
Oh, there we are.
So the PayDay microtransaction shenanigans. Who knows something about this? This all
I
started.
know.
I mean, this started happening in our last podcast. Is that right? It was just started.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think we
Just-
started covering
yeah.
it, but we didn't realise what sort of big clusterfuck shenanigans it was going to turn into. So
One
Yeah.
complaint about PayDay. They just pushed out a 5 gig update.
I know I had to
I
fucking
was like-
download it.
I fucked
Steam's
that
like,
shit
yep.
right off.
Download that shit.
Really?
Do you know what's in that update?
Oh,
Actually,
really?
game mode that too.
Microtransactions.
Yeah, within that update, you have safes that you get, and then within those safes, after you buy the $4 drill to open the safe, you get weapon skins, which also give weapon buffs. So it's turned into pay to win.
I can see why they thought this wasn't going to be such a big deal, because it's not like you're buying the weapons directly. What you're doing is buying a fairly innocuous skin, which gives the weapon a small buff. And it's like you have to buy the drill.
Still gives it a buff that you have to pay for.
Yeah, well that's true, but you have to pay for the drill. You're not paying for the weapons. So some dickhead at marketing.
Yeah, but it still
"We'll get 'em
gives
this way."
other people. It's even worse that you can't buy it separately because that gives somebody else an advantage. So you're going to try and spend more to get the same advantage.
Well, you only have to buy the drill once, don't you?
Well, no, you have to
No,
buy
it's
a drill.
one-use drill.
Yeah, unlock each. It's a key. It's a key to a safe, basically. For each safe you get, you need to buy a drill. It's the same
fuck
as
that.
CSGO.
Fuck that. I thought it was you bought like a $4 drill and you could drill as many safes as you like.
No. The drill's just open that one safe.
Is it the
Don't
correct
get another one.
plural for safe? Safes?
Safes.
I feel like it should be
I don't think
saves.
it's gonna be
Safety.
safe on now.
It's a bank. a bank of safes.
A bank of
A
safes.
bank of safes.
That actually works
A
pretty well.
plethora of safes.
Yeah, so
A robbery.
okay, so now that we've got that cleared up, yeah, it's not surprising the community really turned on that, and so
Apparently that update, they also, this is, I only slightly read this, Reddit post, but apparently they changed something that sort of fucked the mod support.
yeah,
So a lot of the
So, I
modders
did hear mod
have-
support.
A lot of the modders have now turned away because they can't do anything with it. And they actually did an AMA on Reddit yesterday, and I started reading through it because it was quite interesting because they were just getting destroyed. The devs, or the dev that was talking on the AMA. And he said, somebody asked, like, what about the modders? Like, you've sort of turned your back on them. They said, look, we're sad to see them. We're sad to see them leave, and I hope them the best on their future endeavors. I'm like, well, that's a bit
That
fucking
is-
cold-shouldered.
I was gonna say
Fuck 'em.
that's a backhanded finger, isn't it? Pretty much.
Well,
They've just gone, oh well, fuck
yeah.
those guys.
Like, well, we're here to make bank, so good luck.
So I mean, could you imagine the guys who had to do that AMA? It's like, so guys, who wants to do the AMA this week? Crickets.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the head developer because
Yeah.
he's the only one brave enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
It's
one
his
willing
job
to
do
answer
it.
the tough.
Well, that
yeah,
and the only one probably
willing
with
to
the
answer tough
authority
questions.
to actually say,
Yeah.
you know, with any sort of confidence, you know, or answer questions with any sort of confidence, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
they say that it's because they've increased their workforce that work on Payday 2. It's like more than doubled since release to keep bringing out extra stuff. And they say that they release the DLCs free when they can, paid when they need to. And this new model is so they can keep giving content to Payday 2.
I
But
think
look,
it's so they can keep giving the CEO new Bentleys and somehow then, you know,
Yeah,
holiday
'cause
houses.
we looked this up. We looked this up the other day, didn't we? Because there's like 18 DLCs and only 5 were free or something. They were the ones-
26, I think, and 6 were
26.
free. Yeah.
6 were free, yeah. And like John, we just said about the last you heard that you can open up safes and you're not necessarily going to get something that you have access to, because if you get a gun in a different DLC that you don't have, you have to buy the DLC in order to use the gun you just paid to unlock.
Fuck
And
that.
there is $110.73 US worth of DLC for Payday 2.
Yeah.
Callum made a good
So,
point.
yes.
Who'd have thought people making a game about bank robbers would be thieves? But
Yeah.
Payday's
That
living up
is-
to their name.
That
yes.
is, yeah. That's a,
So-
overkill.
I mean, the only reason we really mentioned
And
this
Overkill.
over and above the from the last podcast is because Overkill introduced a possibility to get a drill as a reward in game, as opposed to having to pay $4 for it every single fucking time. So
It still doesn't help the pay to win aspect
no,
because
it doesn't.
you're
It
gonna
really
have
doesn't.
to, yeah. It's just going to get flooded with people with better buffs than you, and you're going to be left behind. And then
Yeah.
like And so somebody else said on the AMA, I think, that this is now going to make people who have just started playing the game turn away because there's so much that they need to catch up on that they're never going to get there.
But with PayDay, you basically play with a bunch of friends, don't you? You don't really play. I mean, you can play with randoms, but I think a lot of people will just play with 3 or 4 friends.
Yeah, but it's like anything else. I mean, like, not everybody has that many people. I was going to say that not everybody has that many friends. Not everybody plays with that many people.
4 friends? Are you fucking kidding me?
I was looking at, I think it was one of Jack Fragg's videos or something, and he was talking about, it was either Jack Fragg's or Level Cap or one of those, and they actually asked, like, how many people do you play with, because they were talking about Battlefront and having the stupid partner system. And they asked in the comments, like, how many people do you play with? Because most people, well, they like, we usually play with a group of, 5 or 6 or whatever, because they play Counter-Strike, that sort of thing. And reading through the comments, the majority of the people I saw played with 2 or 3.
Really?
It was like small groups, which, like, I guess I can kind of understand that.
I'm so popular.
Well, Keegz, didn't you play on your own?
Me, no.
Are you actually playing with people? Because, like, the video you put up, I think you were playing on your own.
I was playing with Infiltrator.
Oh, he's playing
on the team though, because
okay.
yeah.
So you're playing with one other friend.
There's no guarantee you can get onto the same.
Yeah, because you can't change teams or anything. So we're on the opposite team. But that particular time was only me and him because it was quite early when we were playing. But like when I played Battlefield, and even like now, like when I played Battlefield, we like averaged 10 to 12 people playing at the same time. Some nights we're up to like 30. We used to max servers out. We used to have pub nights where everybody come on TS and we just play together. Just max out a public server and play. And even like when I'm playing CSGO, there's always at least sort of 5 and then usually a few more.
Crying in the corner because they can't play anything.
Yeah, that's right. We sort of had to mix it up and like who wants to play with who because of skill groups. It's like, I don't want to play shit cunts, I want to win. But yeah, I think I guess we were lucky when we sort of started the whole clan thing. We ended up with a big group of good friends that sort of stuck around. Now it's just sort of people come and go now. We've got a bunch of randoms I don't know. Some I do know. A whole mix of groups in this TS now.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think the fix is? Like, best case scenario for this PayDay debacle? What is the big fix here? What's the patch they can push out to fix this problem?
Get rid of it. I mean, the DLC was fine. I mean, you can have DLC as long as you can play without it. But having this whole cases on top of DLC, they either need to keep the cases, make DLC free, get rid of the cases, and leave the DLC.
Or get rid of the gameplay bonuses that the cases provide.
Yeah, all that. I mean, just make it cosmetic. But I don't think Payday's. I don't think it'd work in PayDay. I think there'd have to be a reason for you to put it on. I mean, people. I suppose people sort of got all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. That's. But I think CS is different because CS is
got a massive
PvP, whereas,
fucking player base as well.
Yeah, but
and it's free to start
like, with. CS isn't. CS is like
$20.
Yeah, CS isn't free.
Give me another reason not to play it.
I think it's just different because like PayDay is player versus enemy as PvE. So I don't think just having cosmetics would make a difference. But in saying that, people do go apeshit over masks in that game. So
yeah,
I do like having a good mask because it's kind of your identity.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, cosmetic kind of works with everything. There's always those people who love having the cool shit. So
that's
I don't know.
I mean, we hear a lot of negativity from the whole ordeal. I'm looking at Steam stats today. PayDay 2 was the 7th most played game today, with 48,370 people peak.
Yeah.
But what was it?
So it's not going to make a dent.
Sorry, what was that?
Where does PayDay 2 sit normally, like before this microtransaction pay-to-win shit? Like, was it number 2 or was it number 50?
It wouldn't have been number 2.
Well, just as a
it has been pretty popular. There's a few people in my
it's always been
that play
popular.
it fairly regularly.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, it got a bit much for me with all the DLCs. I didn't like it that much. But
I like the team play.
I don't.
Aspect.
Yeah, I like that too. But then at the same time, I never understood the replayability of it. I mean, I played it.
No.
Once you play the same map a few times, it kind of gets a bit stale.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why the DLCs, came out and kept it interesting. But then, I don't
Problem
know.
I had with PayDay, and probably the reason I stopped playing, was that remember you, me, Fotis, perhaps Ripple, and there was one other guy that joined. I think it was Infi or perhaps someone else, and they were like 30 or 40 levels above where we were, or where at least where I was, which made all of the enemies super duper fucking hard, and you basically couldn't kill any of them, and they one-shotted you.
Yeah.
So, and that was sort of like, well, there's no reason for me to play this. In fact, it's actively not fun for me. I'm not going to play this anymore. Like, at least with, you can only really play with people who are at your level. Even if you've got one guy that's far above you, you're basically fucked.
Yeah, and I guess that turns people away even more, because then if you just start playing, you're kind of going to have to play by yourself to get up to a level. And then that's just going to turn you away even more.
Or find 3 or 4 other friends who also have never played it before.
But more than likely, you're going to start playing it because your friends are playing it.
Well, that's the other issue. And if you're late to the bandwagon, then you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah.
You have to play with puppies.
It's one of those things that... Yeah, nobody likes that.
Fuck that shit.
Toxic cunts.
Fuck it now.
Fucking randos.
Fucking randoms. Who'd play with them? Not me.
Fucking 12-ies.
12-ies. Is that what the kids are calling it nowadays?
12-ies and squeakers.
All these CSGO terms.
Squeeze.
Let's move on. Keegz, what have you been playing this week?
Trying to think of new games I played. Oh yeah, I played that. Can't remember the name, but Rogue State.
Rogue State.
Yeah,
Rogue
played that.
State. How is it?
Did a stream with Fotis, and then Xenon came in on the end.
I came in right at the end, just as everything all went to shit.
Yeah.
I think it was a poor influence on you.
So it was about 15 minutes of gameplay.
4 hours.
4
You
hours.
played it for a lot longer than I thought you were going to in the end.
Yeah, well, I played it for a lot longer than I thought I was going to as well. Because this generally isn't my sort of game, but I did enjoy it. But I think because Otis had played a lot more of these games than I had, and his thoughts on it were basically that it's a dumbed down version of one of these management games, which is true.
Okay.
Game he was talking about.
He was talking about Superpower.
Superpower, yeah. So
Yeah.
I haven't played
But
Superpower
it's
either.
just
Like, this is not really my sort of thing either. But yeah, it
No.
seemed like there wasn't a lot of depth to it. Like, there weren't a lot of options for you at any one time. You basically got 4 options and pick the right one.
Yeah, we got sort of to a point where it was boring because we were just sort of waiting for things to finish and money to come in, and weren't really doing anything active.
Which made for an exciting
I
stream.
kind of I liked the premise of it, and it was interesting. Like I enjoyed playing it. I would play it again. It was kind of a one-off thing. I'm like, I'd like to play it again and eventually get nukes and start nuking everybody. But the amount of fucking time you have to invest. I mean, we were playing for 4 hours and weren't anywhere near nukes.
No, you very much got to the stage where there's not much else we can do until we get more money, and we can't get more money quickly, so we're kind of screwed. We've actually got to sit here turn after turn just building up a bank. It's like, that's not exciting for streams. Let's try and do something crazy, and that's where it all fell apart.
Even as a game though, it wasn't that exciting because it just turns into a grind.
Yeah, it was a bit of a grind. I enjoyed watching it, but mostly because I knew the person who was playing it. So
yeah, I mean it was alright. I mean we had a bit of fun with it. We expected to be a bit more stupid with it, but we actually kind of got involved.
got too invested in it.
We did.
I think
But it was alright.
I think they missed not being able to name your own country and pick your own seal.
You don't get to.
No, and you should have.
You
You really
only
should have
get-
been able to, because that would have made it sort of more
right,
like
yeah.
your country rather than some
Yeah,
country
yeah.
that you're managing.
Especially considering you have this. It wasn't during the stream, but when I played it the day before just to test it, one of the countries I was against was called Chickenistan, and you couldn't communicate with them because they didn't speak English; they only spoke chicken. And one of the one of the perks you can get by using your XP by completing the game however many times is to get a perk that allows you to understand the Chickenastanis. so you could translate what they were saying.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds right. Yeah. So does it have stuff that carries over to give you actual replay value?
Yeah, because you get XP each time you play, and then you can unlock certain things that, like, they give you like a certain amount of chance to start off with a certain material or a certain trade good, or you have a certain chance to start off with nukes and stuff like that.
Okay.
There's another one of them gives you a chance to it gives you a chance to be really good at flirting with women, which I sort of, after playing the game for hours, like, at what point do you have a chance to flirt with women other than when you talk to the US chick?
I was going to say the ambassador for the US was probably the only chance you get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So you've been
anyway,
playing Rogue
it was-
State. What
it
else
was
have you been playing?
I'm just trying to think now. I did play something else.
Played on Saturday.
Oh, we played Armour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's
Most
just, yeah.
this game ever.
Oh, Melon Bomber, of course. We played
Oh,
that.
that's why we played some.
Oh,
Play Melon Bomber.
Actually, that was the other thing. We played Block and Load, but I'll let Pugs talk about that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it, really.
Cool.
Really played anything super amazing on you?
Well, in that case, let's go to Pugs. What are you playing this week, Pugs?
Well, as Reese mentioned, we played some Block and Load, which is a free-to-play shooter, which has got some kind of Minecrafty elements to it, in that you can completely destroy the environment if you want and build your own pieces. It's pretty fun for a free-to-play game.
Yeah, I had a
I
bit of
can't-
fun.
Yeah, can't see myself getting really into it, but just a couple of hours here and there. It's good fun.
So is it, what sort of like visual aesthetic has it got? Is it like a Minecraft type of visuals, or is it
TF2E.
okay?
Yeah. If Minecraft and TF2 had a baby, and that baby
Yeah.
is kind of good looking.
Yeah, because like it was just that the world's made out of blocks, and you can put down blocks and build stuff. But all the characters are like cartoony TF2 type with the same sort of fighting mechanics, really.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Class
what was
based.
it, like 4 or 5 classes you could choose from.
Oh, there's heaps more. Oh,
There's a lot
because
more,
there were
but some of them
characters.
sort of overlap. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the same sort, I guess. You got the aggressors and then the defenders, and then you sort of got the specials, the infiltrators and stuff like that. Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty cool though. I liked it.
Playing anything else, Pugs?
I played some Prison Architect. Now it's gone 1.0.
So is there any big updates over the 0.9?
It was just
anything
the campaign mode, really,
of note?
which to me was a little disappointing. I mean, I hate to say it about the game because I really like the game, but the campaign, there wasn't much to it.
Wasn't the campaign
it's,
kind of in the beta anyway? It was just like build this, make a prison that works.
It was more free play than beta. The campaign does give you certain goals to achieve.
Right.
Can't you play as a prisoner as well?
You can now. That's one of the big things that come from the 1.0. You can actually go into one of the prisons that you've built, or from the Steam Workshop, as a prisoner yourself and try to escape from that prison.
All right.
And that's got some pretty cool mechanics in it. You can, the more trouble you cause, the more reputation you get, which you can spend on buffs, make yourself stronger or faster or more deadly. You can also recruit other prisoners to go with you, so you've got like your own little gang. And you can either do the sneaky thing and steal tools and stuff from around the place and try and dig your way out, or you can fight your way out.
Oh, that's
That's pretty
interesting.
cool.
Yeah.
It's also, I guess, a way of testing your own prison to see if there's a way out. Then fix that hole.
Yeah. It's my prison, it took me, I think it was a bit over an hour to get out, but I got so frustrated with it that I just grabbed a shotgun off an armed guard and just went nuts.
Shot your
Just
way
went
out.
postal.
Yeah, I just went postal, killed all the guards on the way to the front door, and opened the door.
So then, like, you escape and you come back to your prison and go, what the fuck have I done? Fuck.
All the guards are dead.
Dead guards everywhere.
Okay. What happened here? Oh.
Oh, very cool.
One thing they could implement in the future, though, is ability for the prison to go into riot mode on you if you do cause too much trouble, to bring in the riot guards and all that sort of stuff, because it didn't happen, and I killed like 50, 60 people on my way out.
Jesus. How many shots are in that shotgun?
Yeah. Unlimited ammo.
Apparently.
Nice.
Yeah. But no, it's a good game. If you still haven't picked it up, I highly recommend it.
Cool.
If you're into that sort of builder sort of thing, it's got a nice twist.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ripple, what have you been playing this week?
Ooh, the same things as everybody else.
Nothing new here.
What I play? Armour and Melon Bomber. That's about it, really. I haven't actually played anything new or exciting.
Fuck's sake, Ripple. Get outside.
You're letting the side down. Go and play something right now. Come back and
I
report.
was outside, goddammit. That's why I wasn't playing games. What do I do? I uninstalled PayDay because I fucked that shit off.
That's not playing a game. That's the opposite.
I installed Block and Load, but we seem to have stopped playing that, so that's okay.
Oh, we'll play it again. I've just been busy.
Oh yeah, fair enough. We'll play that in the future. Keep that one in mind. I had a crack at the Star Wars game. That's what I played.
Battlefront.
Battlefront. That's the one.
Okay.
What were your thoughts on it?
I quite liked it. I mean, it's basically Battlefield, one of the Battlefield games, but you know,
Battlefield with
had
new
a-
skins.
had a good hook. I enjoyed it. I haven't played Battlefield games for a very long time, though, so that's probably why I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm slightly excited for the release of that, but I will be pleasantly disappointed as always.
I don't know. I think it'd be pretty good. I mean, I
think it'd be
think
pretty good. Yeah.
I'm not going
I
to
don't
pre-order
really wanna
it, but I
pay-
think I'll buy it.
Yeah,
I don't want to
might
pay
buy it when it comes out.
$160 for it.
What?
Oh,
That's how much it's going to be.
It's not, no, it's
That's
only
how much it is
the-
for the game and the season pass in
Oh
Australia.
yeah, if you get the
It's a-
season, fuck that.
It's
the
a little
fuck's this?
cheaper in the US and
Yeah.
other countries.
What's this season pass
That's-
bullshit?
It
it
just
gives you all
means that
the
it's like you
levels as they
pre-order
come
all the
out.
DLC.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to bother because I'll probably be over it by then. So I'm just going to get
Yeah.
the normal one and play that, and then
I hate how they
if
call.
I really like it, then I'll get them later.
I hate how they just call expansion packs all these different crazy things now. It's an expansion
Yeah.
pack.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Expansion pack, DLC, or a season pass. Which one are you going to
Yeah.
buy? They're all the fucking
Expansion
same.
packs were. The reason they don't call them expansion packs now is because thunder. Expansion packs. What a thunder!
Oh, look, a squirrel.
It's still fucking going.
That's cruel.
I don't know if you can hear that.
So
No.
shit.
Yeah,
Expansion packs were huge chunks of game.
Yeah.
You think about
Yeah,
Age of
fair.
Empires and the
Age of
expansion packs to that.
Empires. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a whole new game.
Yeah.
You had a whole new scenario and everything.
Yep.
DLC today is just like some skins and a weapon.
They need to stop
Maybe a
making
map.
DLCs and just start making expansion packs again. Yeah.
Well, the problem is you get like $20-$30 for an expansion pack. You can call it an expansion pack a sequel nowadays.
Yeah. True.
Charge $80
Yeah,
for
true.
No, HD remake.
it. Yes.
DLC is just a lazy man's way of making more money.
It pretty much is. It's it's
Let's make one item and make you pay for it.
too much marketing.
Money grabs.
Right. What have I been
I
playing this
understand
week?
the reasoning behind
What have you
it.
been
I
playing?
don't agree with it though.
What have I been playing this week, me? Well, glad you asked me. So I've been playing the usual Rocket League and
Schmick.
armor, the Shack Tactical type armor. We also played Saturday. Was it Saturday night we played? Yeah, Saturday night we played Armor 3 Altus Life, which Keegz enjoyed immensely, and don't let him tell you otherwise.
Fucking fantastic it was.
So, if you
You're
haven't-
setting the gang.
Point right now.
If you haven't played
You're
Altus
setting the
Life,
gang
it's
base on the PC playing CS:GO.
yes.
Yeah,
So-
I'll tab
While
it
in
out
armor.
and play CS:GO.
If you haven't played Altus Life, which I'm guessing probably most of you haven't, it's essentially an RPG mode where you can go in. You can pretty much do anything you like, but there's certain goals for you to get, and I guess the end result is just to try and get more money to get better stuff. We formed a gang with like 4 of us or 5 of us, which was great for Keegz. We realised he couldn't fit in the helicopter because the helicopter only seats 4, and there was 5 of us. So Keegz sat back at the base, making sure nobody invaded. Alt-tabbed while playing CS:GO. I think at one stage he goes, "Are there gunshots?" and alt-tabbed back in. So
Had to check every now and then.
he was
Between
just
deaths.
every 10 minutes or so he checks out the window. No, we're still okay. So yeah, well, basically the idea is you can like deliver goods, you can go and mine stuff, you can
Except for one time. One time I'll tab back in Xenon and fallen off the roof.
Oh, that was fun. Well, that led to the best part of the game where we called for a medic, and a medic turned up within fucking like a minute by helicopter.
It was a quick response.
It was a stupidly
And
quick
gave us
response.
100 grand.
And he gave us all 100 grand each. That was the best. We all stood around.
Stood there saluting him.
Yeah, we saluted him. He was like, "Thank you for coming," and he was like, "Come here, I'll give you all some money." And yeah, it was fantastic.
He liked the cut of our jib.
Yeah, I think he's like a lot of people just either dick around or just don't role play it very well. And he was like, "Yeah, thanks for doing the proper thing this time, guys." So yeah, it was good. Yeah, so I had fun. I fell off a building. I went and gathered cocaine. Was it cocaine? We were standing in that field gathering,
Something like that.
and then a guy rocked up on us in a truck. We were like, "Fuck, get out of here in the helicopter!" And even though we probably outnumbered him 4-1, probably could have taken him, but yeah, we were like, "Fuck this!" We all fucked off very quickly.
We could have taken his truck.
We watched. Yeah, we could have done.
I just don't think in an evil way. Or an evil enough way.
If Keegz had been there, he'd have been all up in it. He'd have been in the bushes shooting the guy's tires out.
Would have been 3 rounds into the front window.
Yes. What else happened? Oh, that's right. There was apparently there's one drag strip in the main town where basically at night everything happens. There's always a car crash. There's always somebody shooting somebody, and the cops are there. So we just sat on the side of the road and watched it all happen. It was fantastic. Like what would happen is the police had just finished.
Half hour, wasn't it?
Yeah, we probably sat there for half an hour, just in a car, locked, obviously, because we didn't want to get broken into. Because at one stage, some people did walk up to the car and like, "What are you guys doing?" We're just watching, sitting around watching. Yeah,
A bad neighborhood.
Yeah, it was a bad neighborhood, and our base was right next door to it, which wasn't great. But
I'm not sure about the other guys, Alex, but I wasn't recording, unfortunately.
no, I couldn't record because I actually wasn't at home. I was at Fotis' place playing on a second-hand PC. So
I record bits and pieces, but most of it's so boring to me. I didn't.
yeah, I mean, Keegz didn't really come out on the exciting stuff. He was sort of sitting back at base, sitting around not doing a lot.
I'd already been robbed and shot by then.
Problem is, you'd have to name the title armor, but most of it would be CS:GO anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Alt-tab, that was CS:GO. Yeah. So what else? What happened right at the end? I think you were there. Heath, what were we doing? I think Pugs had gone to bed by this stage. I'm trying to remember what we did. Oh no, you went to bed and Pugs was still
I think
up.
I went to bed. Yeah.
I can't remember what we did last.
There was the police chase.
Oh, that's right. We didn't get involved in the police chase, but we were in a helicopter. We saw a police chase, so we just followed them for a while, see what they were doing, and we're watching this police chase unfold where the police were trying to catch these guys in the car. But yeah, it ended up that they ended up getting away because they backed in the police car and didn't quite break it, but enough for all the police got out, and then they took off. Did a circle around and then hit the truck in a building, and then fucked off. So we were trying to help the police by sort of hovering over where the bad guys were, but it wasn't really working. The police weren't that smart as it turned out.
No, they weren't that interested. They just took off. They might have got another call or something.
Yeah, and what made it interesting was there's like 60 or 70 people all on this server all at once and all doing different things. So there was sort of one main town where most of the people were, but there's an entire island of stuff that you could go and do. And I was constantly running across people, even though the island is like 200 square kilometers. I was constantly driving past people who were like speeding or holding up other people or doing all sorts of stuff. So it was quite exciting, fun.
Yeah, I could see myself playing a bit more of it.
Yeah, I played a bit yesterday with Fotis, and then one of the admins gave me an earful because I wasn't role playing correctly. Like, okay. Sorry about that. So But yeah, I'll probably give
You're
it another
not
go.
playing the game properly.
Also, Pugs, you need to log in because I gave Pugs my money thinking I wasn't going to be able to get it back. And then, of course, now I've got no money. So I gave him like 300 grand. So yeah, it turned out I did actually keep all my money. Although we lost all our money in our gang hideout because our gang dissipated and all the money went with it. So there's like 400 grand there that we did all got pissed into the wind. No, night, Scath.
No.
So yeah, that was good fun. I've also been playing Deus Ex Revision, which is a mod for the original Deus Ex game. If you haven't played it, then arguably you should probably play Revision. I mean, it doesn't really, to be honest, it doesn't really matter whether you played this one or the original. If I was going to play this again in 6 to 12 months, I probably won't play Revision. It doesn't add enough for me to make it useful, but it's a free mod on Steam. It's like a gig download, not very big. So all it really adds is nicer lighting. Some of the stuff's redone, like some of the not even textures. They haven't really redone the textures. It's just some of the models, some of the layouts have been redone. It's not really worth the time that they put into it. I don't think is the short answer there. But I'm going to play through. I'm probably going to play all the way through it and make an entire series of videos out of it. So I think there's like 2 videos up already or 3 videos. I'm not sure. So yeah, it was good. What else have I been playing? I think that's it. The Altus Life, Deus Ex, plus the regular stuff. That's about it for me. Anything else anybody wants to add before we move on to viewer questions?
We're going to PAX this weekend. Well, some of us.
Oh, that's right.
So that's happening. I'm going to try and make a vlog while I'm there and make a bit of a video about it.
You should do like a face to camera type deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to,
cool.
because while we're at PAX, I'm going to try and record some of the games and stuff we see or anything that.
You know what you should do?
Anything's going to be there.
You should do it while you're on the toilet.
Yeah, I'll probably do that too.
And while someone's showering in the background.
A lot of the time we're going to be quite drunk, so it'll be like a little bit of PAX, and then the rest will just be us being retards at pubs.
Yeah.
So,
there's easy access to bars at PAX as well, so.
ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. So that'll happen. Well, hopefully. I even got a little. I ordered because I'm going to use my phone because my phone's camera is really really good, but the mic is shit. So I bought a lapel mic with a phone adapter for an Android, so I can pin it to myself and do it properly. Yeah.
Cool.
Hopefully I can make a decent vlog of PAX Australia and everybody can see what we got up to.
Or not got up to.
Oh god,
at PAX.
See what we got up to.
Yeah, that's it. There's going to be 9 of us there, all from like the clan, really.
Yeah.
Everybody that used to play Battlefield and the games we play with now, like we got 4 coming from New Zealand.
Jesus, really?
3, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch
3,
coming from New Zealand. A few, people from Brisbane, people who are in Melbourne, Tassie. We're all meeting up in Melbourne, just going to go crazy for a long weekend.
Cool. If you're in the chat and you've got a question for us, either about anything we've spoken about so far or just a general question, type it in the chat now and we'll answer it in 30 seconds or so.
Or sewing tips,
30 seconds.
30 seconds from now.
While we're waiting, I'm going to go check
We
on
can do
the
a Twitter
dim
question.
sims.
You said check out the dim sims.
Yeah, I'm cooking dim sims. They've been steaming for about 2 hours now. They should be ready.
Your kitchen is going to smell lovely.
Dim sims smell delicious. It's fine. I'll be back.
They do, but I've never cooked one for 2 hours.
If it smells lovely at 2 hours, imagine it's going to smell after 2 days. You should just leave it in there.
Right? Imagine how soft they're going to be.
They'd be like shrivel up like testicles.
The steam might keep them hydrated.
That's only when they go cold.
Yeah, but I think... Do you reckon they'd shrivel up? Do you reckon they'd expand?
I've never
I reckon
tried.
they'd
Great big gelatinous
until the
balls.
They'd expand until the water in the bottom of the pan dried up, and then they'd start to shrink.
Oh, that sounds disgusting.
This is a test we need to do one day.
Yes. Perhaps while you
How
guys
long can we
are at
cook
PAX.
dim sims for? Yeah, well, you
Stink up a hotel room. Don't stink up your own kitchen.
Zen and I will be back here asking for the dim sim update.
I have played the Tropico series.
What's
The which series?
Tropico?
Tropico series.
It's a bit like
I've
the
seen it,
Dictator games Keegz was playing. I've heard of the Tropico series. I haven't played it. So, Pugs, take it away.
Yeah, I've played 3 and 5, I think. Yes. About sort of 10-15 hours of each. And yeah, they're good fun. You in each of the games you play as a dictator. Well, you don't have to play as a dictator. In the 5th, you can be all democratic and stuff, but
Benevolent
or
dictator.
pretend democratic. But yeah, you pretty much have a small island that's yours, and you can run it however you see fit.
Okay.
I'm back.
And
Welcome back.
yeah, I'm kind of having a mind blank on sort of stuff you can do, but it's good fun for a city builder. It's political as well.
Cool.
You have relations with the US and the USSR. You got to try and juggle the two so you don't piss one off too much. You end up getting invaded.
Sounds like fun. Keegz, you should get on that. Make it on the stream.
Elections.
Oh, Tropico. All right, yeah.
Yeah. You can,
Yeah, I might give it a go.
Maybe they'll send you a
it's
key.
It's good fun.
Yeah. I did. I saw a couple of videos of Tropico 3. So I think Critical was even a voice actor in that. If anybody watches Critical on YouTube or Penguin Zero, whatever his actual YouTube channel name is.
Okay. Jono Wee asks, what are your thoughts on restarting games in roguelike? Challenging or padding playtime?
Depends on the game. I mean, some of them I struggle to play again, depending on how far I get. Especially if I get really, really far, I'm just kind of like, I don't really want to play this again.
What was the
I've
question?
started Skyrim like 3 times, I think, and never finished it.
Yeah.
What, at all?
No.
I don't know if I finished Skyrim. I don't remember the ending.
It's kind of hard, isn't it?
I'm
I've
like,
met a big dragon on top of a mountain. And
yeah, I remember all that.
Yeah, I think I finished it.
I think I finished it the first time. It's one
I
of the...
think the actual.
Yeah.
I think the main story is actually pretty quick. I think you can actually bash out the main story in like 2 or 3 play sessions if you only follow the main story.
Yeah. What I
Is
tend to
Skyrim
do
the one with the portals, or is that Oblivion?
with the portals, that was Oblivion.
Yeah.
Oblivion's.
I remember the trailer with
Yeah.
what's the guy's name from Star Trek who did the voice for the guy?
Patrick
Jean-Luc Picard.
The guy.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart. I remember him in the trailer going, "Close shut the doors to Oblivion," which I presume he meant portal. So yeah, that was. But yeah, Skyrim, I'm struggling. Like I started playing it again probably a year ago, and I don't remember if I got very far through it at all. Like, I think I got maybe I got 2/3 of the way through. I can't remember. But yeah, like
I can't even really.
Depends whether I like it or
I
not.
can't really think of many roguelike games I've played apart from like DayZ, the mod I played quite a bit, and I enjoyed it up until it got full of hackers because that was very roguelike.
Hackers ruin everything.
Yeah, I had really good fun with that game because there was a small group of us used to play it like religiously, and then the hackers started fucking it all up and making it just pointless because it was really, really exciting to play because everything was on the line. Like you had to be really careful, and like everything was adrenaline rushing as soon as you saw another person. And then as soon as the hackers started, it just became like, well, I'm probably just gonna get hacked. I don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Why should I take this carefully if I'm just gonna die anyway or get teleported somewhere full of goats?
Yeah, that's it. You're creeping up on a group that you can see a raiding building. You're slowly sneaking up to them. You get to the point where you're about to start firing, then all of a sudden you're a rabbit.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're a rabbit.
Or the best ones were the Thunderdome, where they took everybody in the server and in one spot together, and it just turned into a riot.
I can imagine how well the server infrastructure handled that.
It handled it okay. It's just
Well, the engine was never
annoying.
good. I mean, the Arma 2 engine especially. The Arma 3 engine not much better. Handling a lot of people in a very small space.
The DayZ map was quite small in comparison, though.
I guess so. Yeah, one of the things I don't really like about... I was going to mention this when we were talking about Arma 3 Outer's Life, was the bits that I enjoyed the most were not so much the... I don't really enjoy the killing of other people. Like, Photos was all like, oh, we're going to go and hold some people up. It's like, kind of a dick thing to do, isn't it? It's like, but he's like, yeah, but that's what you do. And I'm like, it's not really what I do. It's the least fun part of the game for me, and I really didn't have fun like trying to hold a person up, mostly because we got fucking shot and killed, and I lost heaps of stuff, and I wasn't very happy about that. I had more fun going and gathering cocaine and standing around watching, a riot happen in the middle of the street with a bunch of cops and a rival gang. So
yeah, it's more about the stuff happening around you in that game, or the role playing aspect, and dealing with police pullovers and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's the actual
bridging
interaction,
everything.
like shooting players, or even just trying to, I can't even explain it. It's like trying to just be. It seems like being a dick. If you're being a dick, then you're like, oh, I'm not having fun. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I I absolutely love shooting other players in all games, but I hate it in Arma because it's not fun in Arma. Killing other, or even shooting in Arma is not fun.
no, it's too clunky for a. It's
Yeah.
super clunky, and compared to so many other games. I understand why it's clunky, but it's clunky. So
Yeah, Arma is just a world simulation game. For me.
John Wee asks, what Australian gaming podcast would you recommend? Besides WePlay, I've only listened to American and British podcasts. I don't think there are any, are there? Keegz, you probably know more about this than I do.
There's bound to be some around.
I know there's some. There's not. I don't think there's any I really listen to though. It's probably a bit.
You've got good games
dickish
stuff
to
like
say
that.
that. Yeah.
That's a
I don't
TV
really
show.
watch a good game though.
Yeah,
Can we
yeah.
say that WePlay is Australia's premier gaming podcast?
Yeah, I think we have the right to say that, considering we haven't listened to any other Australian podcasts.
I don't know of any others. Until someone says one, I'm happy to say that yes, WePlay is Australia's premier gaming podcast.
Until we are proved wrong.
Yes,
We are the premier gaming podcast.
it's true until proven otherwise.
I don't know really.
I
To
don't
be honest,
like.
I haven't really gone searching.
I have actually looked.
I've tried finding other podcasts.
Yes, exactly. That's what I've been trying to do, is just find other Australian podcasters to try and like do collaborative stuff with, and there really aren't very many. Like, I don't know what it is with Australians. Why are they not fucking doing any podcasts? But I don't know. Maybe it's just we're not looking in the right
The
place.
only other
Damn. There's
The
a
only other
gamer,
podcast-
Game Under podcast, and they've proclaimed themselves Australia's premier gaming show.
Oh, those dicks.
Well, let's send them a nasty email.
We're Australia's second most premier gaming podcast.
Can you read the
It's
second
No, no.
premiere? I don't think you can.
we should put a claim against them, a takedown. for
DCMA
them
takedown.
claiming to be the claiming to be
Sabotaging.
the world's premier podcast.
They've
Yeah.
been around for
I'd actually. That doesn't mean shit.
Possession's like 9/10 of the law.
Let's just say it. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's quality over quantity, bugs.
Yeah. Yeah, we're full of
That's
quality.
it. Yeah. I mean,
No, we're
what
full
did
of quantity.
what did we
Full of
rant
something.
about at the start?
I think
That's
the
fucking
correct
now.
word is
And
correct word is thorough, isn't it?
flaps.
We're thorough.
Yeah, that's right. See,
We're thorough, if nothing else.
That's it.
We've gone from
to be honest,
chocolate and beer to knitting. I mean, what else is there?
We cover
yeah,
the important
what
topics.
else?
These are the
All the
things
latest in
gamers want
news.
to know.
That's right.
The only other podcasts I actually listen to, I used to listen to the video games podcast. I kind of stopped because I don't know, they started talking about Destiny like every podcast. So I gave up listening to them.
What are they talking about?
Destiny.
Oh, Destiny, right.
Yeah, I listened to the Co-optional podcast.
Yeah, I listen
I
to
listened to the Podquisition by Jim Sterling, and the only other podcast I listen to, which has nothing to do with gaming, is I listened to Dan I can't remember his name.
Competition knitting.
No, he just, it's horrible histories. He just talks about old like wars and just what happened during all the different wars and some stories about World War One. And he did a big thing about Attila the Hun, not Attila the Hun, Khan, whatever his name is. I think it's Khan. Yeah, I listen to him quite a lot.
That sounds interesting. But none of them are Australian, as it turns out. So.
No, funnily enough.
Yeah, so I'm afraid we can't really answer you there, John Wee, because we don't have any to recommend because we don't listen to any. So.
I might take it upon myself to try and find some.
Yeah, I mean, I'm part of a couple of groups of Australian YouTubers, but they kind of just do short videos. And they're usually like, here's a game, he's been playing, ha ha ha, the end. And it's sort of like, I kind of do that as well, but I try to pad it out with a bit more content and also other things to watch as well. So,
I mean, I'm part of those groups as well, but the problem is that most of those groups are full of like vloggers, and they're all young kids, and they're just. I think every post I've seen on there for the last 2 weeks is like, so I'm thinking about vlogging. What sort of camera should I get? And that's all they talk about. Like,
and then they never buy the camera.
Yeah, that's right. They never buy the camera anyway. They just want to talk about how they're going to start a channel.
I'm 12 years old and can't afford that $500 camera.
Yeah, that's right. It's Christmas. So what camera should I ask my parents for? so I can talk about all the dramas of my 12-year-old life.
Yeah.
How my mom cried account. I'm late for school yesterday. I don't know. Whatever. 12.
Keegz, this vlog
that
you've got coming up better be fucking good. Because if you start
laying down the shit,
it better be good.
It should be interesting. It should be interesting, I reckon. So we'll get into some shenanigans, I'm sure.
Hardcore parkour.
We'll just do a whole parkour.
Hardcore drunk
parkour break and just start rolling over tables and stuff. I want to try and get top while doing karaoke or something. That'd be fantastic.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
Cool. All right. Well, is anybody got anything else they want to add before we wrap this shenanigans up?
I want to go 8 games in, so I'm done.
Oh, I've sat here with the wrong bloody frame on screen. Never mind. Anybody got questions? Nobody questions? Good. All right. Well, if you enjoyed this podcast, this is Australia's second premier gaming podcast. If you enjoyed it,
I'd still say we're first.
We're first. Yeah, okay.
We could start beef with them. Yeah.
Possibly Australia's premier gaming podcast. That's a lot of qualifiers.
What are they called? Down under.
Who are they?
What were they called, folks?
Hang on a sec.
Certainly YouTube or Australia's premier knitting channel.
Game Hunter podcast. It's
a good Game Hunter.
Game Under.
Game Under.
Big game.
Or one word or two? Oh, Game Under like down under. I see what they did there.
Yeah. Yep.
Look at a website.
Yeah.
Well, they're much more professional.
Yeah.
So, we'll have to get into that too. Get a website. We keep talking about it.
Well, yeah, we talked about it, but we're not really sure we actually need a website.
Clearly, we do if we want to become the Australia's
premier gaming podcast.
Yeah.
They're on 74 episodes.
Look at their website.
Well, it's basically
their website's shit though.
It's just a
we could blow this out
blog. They've probably used
the reckoning is coming.
Well, it's still updated. There was one. They've got a post there from the 25th. That's only yesterday. We should talk to them about doing a collaboration.
There we go, Callum. Yeah, you're certainly Tasmania's premier podcasters.
Certainly Tasmania's premier gaming podcasters.
Oh, listen,
that's going to be the title for this video.
Yeah, we'll take it.
What is that abbreviating?
CTP. Oh, I don't know. Too late in the night, that sort of shit. All right.
GP if you put gaming in.
Anybody got anything they want to add before we wrap it up?
The Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Good, because I'm wrapping it up.
I'm good.
Thanks very much for watching, everybody. If you like what you saw, hit the share, the like, the subscribe buttons, if there are any. If you've got any questions for us, hit us up on Twitter at Xenon_ST and at Keegz, which are on screen right now. I guess we'll all see you all next time. Yeah, that's it. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Nighty night.
Woo!